And we are live.
Hey, yo. Welcome to the wonderful world of HungryHeath.
Okay, sorry.
I'm not a classically trained chef. What I am is a self-taught home cook. I've studied under several television chefs. I have a PhD from YouTube University and a black belt in Google Food. I love to cook. The only thing I love more than cooking is my wife. It's the sensational Shelly Eats Steak, a.k.a. The Warden. Together we host what we like to call the Friday Night Feast. Now, this happens every Friday night, 6:30 Central. We'll cook up an entree, maybe a little snacks, show you how to do it. Then we spend the rest of the evening just chewing the fat with all of our friends in the HungryHorde. We hope y'all can tune in sometime. We'd love to have you over for dinner. Today's live stream is something we're just toying with to see if this is a better fit for my MS journey. This is for week 170, y'all. Somebody said one of her channels she was watching, she's reading about it or whatever. You said that one fella started doing lives because he hates editing.
Yeah, he absolutely hates editing. So he's like, oh, whatever he would normally record, he does it in a format for a live and then answers any questions at the end. And he'll just put it out when he has the time to do it too. So it's not like, every Wednesday. It's just like, okay, I'm ready to put out a video. Here's what we're going to do.
So I normally post my MS journeys every Sunday. I was like, well, we're both home. Why don't we just go ahead and go live Sunday? The few times you've done it with your financial talk, that was really fun hanging out with everybody. So it was like a whole weekend with the Horde. We got Friday and Sunday with them. We like a bookend with them.
I know. And
this is going to be awesome.
What's nice is because it literally takes him hours to edit.
And then the last couple of weeks, the program was fighting with me too.
Right. So sometimes he starts at like 7 a.m. and it doesn't get posted till way later. That's because
that evening
he was editing the whole time. Yeah. I don't know why it takes him forever.
I'm a little extra of how I categorize my stuff, how I save mine.
Well, speaking of, since this is your MS journey, and then we'll get to comics here in a minute. First, let's say Happy Easter to everyone that celebrates.
Thanks for joining us on an Easter live.
I know, about that. Isn't that crazy? It's actually Easter. People honestly, are probably busy with their family.
When we planned this originally, I didn't look at the calendar correctly. I guess I'm a little psyched up because we're fixing to do another live next weekend, same way, similar. Anyways, well, we'll be mobile.
Well, I want to. Everybody is probably like, why are there so many drinks in front of you? Are those all for you or any of them?
I've been drinking on them all morning. I was like, ooh, it look cool to set all of my stuff up here that Sharon hooked me up with.
The wall of
Koozies.
So tell everybody what each one is.
This is Zevia. What flavor was it again? I think it's
the cream soda.
Yeah, cream soda. This is what I just finished eating lunch. So this is what I was having with lunch. And then my barbecue sauce I made, my Ketochow barbecue sauce, my homemade, I made it a little too spicy. So I also got a bottle of water here. And then I also have a bottle here I've been drinking on all morning of Element Tea's citrus salt.
And then what's the second one?
This one, this is my sugar-free Rockstar.
Yeah, should be Rockstar.
I was going to say Bang, but actually I get this cheaper. That Rockstar is the energy drink here. We get it cheaper from Sam's. Of all the ones we get, it's
actually we got them at Kroger.
Yeah, that's right.
Because Kroger had them on sale for like 99 cents each.
So she stocked up on them.
So we bought 60 of them.
Yeah. My philosophy is when it's on sale, that's the time to buy.
Well, we'll drink it. So speaking of, since this is your MS journey, so you obviously keep a assortment of drinks here.
Right.
So how often do you drink electrolytes?
Every single day. I like this one. This was bottle here. It's a glass bottle. I've just saved it.
It's one of our kombucha bottles.
Yeah, I just saved it. I'm upcycling. So I just mix it in this bottle and then I drink usually one of these in the morning and then later in the afternoon I have one of their chocolate flavored ones. It's just
Well, and you change between Element, Redmond's,
Relight.
Yeah, the Relight and then
Ultima.
The Ultima, and then we just ran out of the salty. Yeah. So once we get everything else, then we can reorder more salty.
So it's basically I do like a FIFO, first in, first out, or whatever my hand grabs. We have a big bin full of the different ones.
We just throw them all in there.
Yeah, and it's just lottery style. I just grab whatever.
Yes.
And there's a couple of flavors of the the element tea that she really likes that I'm not allowed to have. So I always put in fact, I had her subdivide them this morning. Put yours to the side. Segregate them, please.
Now, I don't drink electrolytes that often.
But just that one, you really, really enjoy that
yeah,
flavor.
I'm
What
like,
flavor
I
is it,
can
though?
chocolate raspberry. I can make that last because you only got 10 of them. I'm like, I can make that last a couple of months.
She rations it.
Yes, it's my special treat. So you drink about 2 of those a day, and you find with your MS having the element
it really helps,
or having electrolyte drink
really helps me. Well, it's twofold. I think the electrolytes help me, and then I just like the flavor too. Yeah. I have a couple of them I just saw that are flavorless. I'm like, no, I'm not really excited about those. Because actually we were digging through looking for to see if I had any more of the watermelon flavor, because those are my favorite. Tropical fruits are usually my favorite.
Yeah. Well, I wonder on the unflavored, if anybody drinks them, do you add a little bit of like a stevia flavor to it?
I could, but
what do y'all think?
I'm just lazy.
Well, right. Well, how has your MS gone this week?
Actually, really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't had any flare-ups or anything. In fact, I was just talking to my boss about it the other day because I don't know if I kind of feel weird talking about it, but it's pertinent, and I've already told him I'm doing it before anyways. My direct supervisor, he also has MS, so we're always chatting about it, all little new tips and tricks and stuff we do for, in our own life that helps us with it. And but I take a Baggio, or the generic now. It's a pill, a 14 milligram, but he takes infusions, and he goes once a month and has it done. And he says he calls it his crap days because he literally feels like crap the day or two beforehand. I'm glad I don't have to deal with all that, because he actually has to go and on site and visit. Yeah,
I know
to a clinic, and they actually do it.
Yeah, right.
So this way here, I just take a pill, and then y'all know too with my subscription with Mark Cuban's company, I already have what I told you earlier, 5 months on there.
Yeah, you got plenty.
He hooked me up. Right.
Well, and I'm just gonna say, everybody that's here, I love chatting. If you do have any questions, just do QQQ. We'll make sure. So if you have any, questions in general or related to his multiple sclerosis, we are here to help answer those questions.
And then I'm still doing my DDPY.
Yeah.
In fact, I looked at it just now, or this morning. This is my last week, per se, on this course or whatever. But I'm just going to restart it again and do it again.
Yeah, because this one is a little bit more challenging for you. Yes. He's beyond the stand strong. He's now kind of beginner, right? And so you have a lot more where you're getting on and off of the floor and
rolling around,
like literally
do my own stunts.
He's rolling on the ground, and then you're back in. And I've noticed a few of them are a little longer.
Yes, there was one that was 39 minutes. I was like, no. Your boy ain't doing that.
And some days you're like, oh, this is the one where I'm mostly on the floor. And everything's going well with your job.
It really is, yes.
All right.
Very good. In fact, what I told you the other day, because what they do is we do they call it a one-on-one. Because I work remotely, and this is awesome. This company, when I was looking for a work from home job, I made sure I read all the fine print, because I know a couple of y'all have commented before and asked about the work at home stuff. What I made sure I did was made sure that I found a company that provided all the equipment.
Yeah.
And then their rule was, I did 3 weeks of training. The rule was I had to be on camera the entire time I was in training, which is meh. But now, while I'm in the normal course of the day, I don't have to be on camera with my customers, so that's very nice.
And they provided the camera for it, just in case somebody's wondering. Yeah. So they provided everything. Yeah. And no charge, because remember at one point there was a job you were interested in, but they were like, but you would have to pay a monthly fee.
Yeah, to rent the equipment.
So anyways, and your job is awesome too, because they recently gave you a profit sharing.
Yes.
Which is amazing. And which is funny, because you worked for them 20 years ago and you don't remember any of this stuff. No, and I'm like,
I don't know if it was something new or what. That's the other thing I could have showed. They sent me also.
I was like, you know what? 20 years ago, just think 20 years ago, if Heath had bought the stock, which would have got a 15% discount on the stock 20 years ago, and had the 401k and all of that, you know where you'd be sitting right now? We'd be like, we could go first class to London, you know?
Yesterday.
I'm like, oh my gosh. But I did get you enrolled for the employee stock, and that's going to start on the first paycheck in July. So if anybody, let me know if your company's like this. My company does the same thing. You have enrollment, but you can only start the program 1 or 2 times a year, either in January, but you have to enroll in the month by the month before, or July. And then not only do you have the option of even getting partial shares, which I think is cool, but you also get 15% discount. Yeah. And what happens is whatever amount you've contributed, like for example, January through the end of June, that'll buy the shares, that X number of shares in July. And so they do the buyout twice a year. So him, because he didn't get it in time for this half of the year, he'll start in July, and whatever the total amount comes to you by the end of December, that's how many shares they'll buy in January with the discount. And the stock companies, like, they're one of the, for dividend, if you're a dividend stock fan, they're one of the dividend kings. So they're, it's a really good option. So when they announced the profit sharing as well, which he didn't know anything about, which is cool. It's a nice little bonus, right? But they also sent you a little gift.
The celebration of the profit sharing, they sent me a piggy bank.
Isn't that adorable? So I figured, look, the nose comes off. Show them the nose. I just think it's hilarious. So yes, he got a little piggy bank. And what did you say when you took it out of the box? What was the first thing you did?
I really don't remember, honestly.
Remember, you took it apart.
I did, but I don't remember what I said. I'm serious. I don't remember. You obviously remember. That's why you brought it up. So go ahead and just tell us.
Because the first thing he did is he took it out of the box. He took the nose off, and he was like, "There's nothing in it. I'm going to write them because they didn't include anything."
Right.
I said, "Well, they direct deposited the money."
It was just really weird because I get an email showing me that I have a deposit to my bank account. Well, this one I did not. So and it didn't have anything in it telling me why I got this money.
Right. We didn't know. Well, wait a second. He says that, but they actually had a meeting beforehand. And I was like, he was like, "Oh, it's like an hour and a half meeting." And I was like, "Well, what was it about?" He's like, "I don't know, something about profits for the year." I'm like, "Okay,
it wasn't the whole meeting. They spent like maybe 5 minutes talking about it and went on to other stuff.
Yeah, I want them to see what you're doing.
I emptied our change jar from the bedroom, and I'm going to put them in here, see how much it'll actually hold.
But yes, I was just like, I'm pretty sure they probably announced in that meeting.
Have to think the worst of me.
I'm not thinking the worst. I just know how you are. It's okay. My work sister is like his twin, and she does the same thing. Like, she has no idea whatever's going on. We get weekly in the know emails, and she never reads them. She's like, "Oh, I'm supposed to open my email." She'll forget. And then if we have a meeting, she's just like, "Oh, yeah, I just put my headset down." Wow. She just doesn't always listen, or she trails off into something else.
Probably do all of them.
Why?
I was just saying how it does when you go to empty it. Because, I remember one of them I used to have as a kid. You had to literally break it to empty it. It was weird.
Well, then we'll start reading comments.
I didn't know what I was doing.
I see Lisa asked a question. She said, "Could y'all do a short on the barbecue sauce?"
Sure.
Of course. Yeah, us making the barbecue sauce. Yeah, we can do that. And then Lisa says, "I love a Sunday live. Getting for the kids' grandparents' house, decided I should go casual. They keep their home broiling hot." Oh.
So this needs to be a regular thing. Is what you're telling me.
Oh, yeah. That sucks. They keep it so hot. I can't. Oh,
I am very much a heat adverse.
Yeah. Oh, goodness. We've got, I'm trying to think who do we know that keeps their house really hot? I know my mom and her late husband.
Yeah.
they would fight over it because he liked to keep it like 80 in the house, which I just think that's crazy.
That's abusive.
And she liked to keep it like around 72 to 74. Even to me, that's a little warm.
That is.
But
we keep ours at 76, but we have fans everywhere. Yeah. We don't have that one on.
Right. But in the heat of the summer, sometimes I do turn a little bit lower, but still. So they would fight all the time over it because he would be cold at 74.
Put some clothes on.
Right?
We definitely turn it down when we go to sleep, though.
Lisa said the kids are going to bring Nerf guns this year.
Oh, wow.
Well, at least Max likes Nerf guns. My oldest son will sit on his phone all day. Right. Isn't that the truth, though? It does seem like they're like, you know what? I've got my phone. And Mama Bear Lynette's here. She said, Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter, Lynette and Jesse. And Brenda F. Hey, Brenda. Hey, Brenda. How you been? She said, Happy Easter. And Sharon said, Happy Easter all. Hey, Sharon. And Patty's here. Hey, Patty said, Happy Easter. How are you? And then Patty said, I'm having finance class flashbacks. Oops. Sorry.
Well, we can talk about that too. That's fine.
And 22Q Cat said, hello, Shelly Heath and everyone. Hey, Lynn. And Barely Begun. Hey, Coda said, howdy all. How are you? Oh, you got it all filled. Is there still room for more? Yes. Oh, Patty said her mother-in-law keeps her house broiling too. Oh, I don't know. Anybody in here like what is during the day? I know it's different at night. At least it is for us. During the day, what do you like to keep your AC on? Let's just get a consensus here where we're all
I like mine at 72, but somebody likes it at 76. So that's what we do.
My pocketbook likes it at 76. Let's put it that away. TweetyQ Cat said, what trouble can we get into here this wonderful Sunday afternoon? All kinds of trouble. We've already been up to trouble.
Yeah.
Bad Apple. Hey, Renee said, hey, yo, happy Easter, Horde. How are you doing? I'm surprised you're up before 1.
Right.
Wow.
Did you do it just for us? You're so sweet.
I know. It must have been. Patty said, the only reason I don't look to visiting, otherwise it's great. You're like, I have to bring a personal AC, right?
Right.
Sharon said, hanging with the Horde and follow up with coffee talk works for my Sundays.
That's what I was going to say too. When we're doing this, we're going to make sure that we're done in time for coffee talk.
Yes.
And then y'all got to keep this in your on your agenda, on your watch list or whatever. Next Friday night, it's going to be a huge experiment. So this weekend, this coming up, we're going to Keto San Antonio. Okay, and the plan is we're going to leave Friday as soon as I get off work. We're going to take off shortly thereafter. We're still going to schedule for 6:30 then, right? To make it easy.
Well, I was going to schedule for 6.
Okay. I just figured it would give us a little more buffer to get everything in the car.
Okay, but we'll probably be early.
Okay. We'll release you'll know. You'll get the notices from YouTube. So make sure you got your bell notifications on for that. So we're going to try to go live while we're driving to Austin. So yes, that's right. We're attending a convention in San Antonio on Saturday.
It's a meetup.
Meetup. But we're going to be staying in Austin.
Yeah.
There's an ulterior motive, but I think it's going to work out for us.
Yeah, I think so. Well, I like Austin.
I do too.
Yeah. And I'm really looking forward to this. The meetup's at a burger place.
Yeah.
And we've already decided to save on money. So we're going to try. This is the plan. Bring in cash. And other than the hotel's already going to be, paid for. But everything else, we're going to use cash for. That's our plan.
Yeah.
And so I withdrew some cash yesterday, but then when we get paid on Friday, we can
grab some more.
We'll have to pull out some more. And
when I was watching Dustin's live this morning, he was they were talking about who I was going to, because I mentioned we're going this weekend.
Uh-huh.
And he said he thinks that Joe and Rachel from 2KK might be going as well.
Oh, really?
That'd be awesome.
Okay.
That's a long trip from Florida.
Right. I hadn't heard of that. I know Ketochow.
Chris and me and him going. That's a long trip from Utah also. So.
Right. That'll be interesting. Well, I
Right.
guess we'll see if
Yeah.
they're there. But yeah, so we're really looking forward to it.
Yes.
And yeah, we're just gonna bring cash for everything. So we're doing 2 farmers markets, y'all, and we're gonna bring cash for the lunch. And so I figured we're gonna, because it sounds like this burger place, they kind of have like a salad type bar where you get pickles and onions and stuff for your burgers, so you dress it yourself.
Do it yourself kind of thing.
So we just figured we're gonna split a triple burger that ends up being a little cheaper than if I bought my own and he bought his own.
Yeah.
We'll just get the triple. I'll have the single patty.
You said you also might add a patty, so we'll get quad, but that'll be fine.
Yeah, I think 1 patty will be enough for me because I really want to save room for dinner that night.
Yeah, right.
And I mean, a burger is a burger.
All right.
But we might bring our own avocado too because I love an avocado with a burger. So, yeah, we'll probably sneak it in some other food to go with it.
Okay.
I think maybe we're a little too crazy, right? Let's see. Okay, I read that one. Lisa said, I have 3 drinks in front of me: coffee, kefir with Ketochow, and Relight. Well, there you go. I already
one up on you because I got 4.
Oh, geez. I had my coffee already, and I finished it before we even went live.
And why did you have your coffee this morning?
Why?
Yeah.
Because my husband made it for me.
Damn right.
Because he loves me.
I guess.
And I have him trained. Oh, really? That's not
because she always tells me the beans will continue until morale improves.
Oh, really?
Yes, dear.
Lynette said, I also fluctuate between all 3 types of electrolytes. I like the different flavors and flexibility it gives me.
Yes.
I do too. And because, you know, like you were saying, you were craving the watermelon. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes you want like a different flavor. And I think you basically drink it for the flavor, not so much the electrolyte benefits. Because I basically guilted him. I'm like, you're drinking too many energy drinks. I think you should swap out for the electrolytes. And that'll be healthier for you. I drink
this is for the flavor, honestly. I don't feel like they give me energy.
Yeah, well, but I think overdoing it isn't a good thing with an energy drink.
Yeah. So well, I've actually heard reports people saying they've actually gotten sick by drinking too many in a day.
Right, so exactly.
At the most, I drink 2 a day.
Yeah.
Usually 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening.
Right.
And it's only when we go live.
Yeah.
Just to like showing off the taller koozie. That's the only reason.
Sharon said, I like the daily minerals, the liquid in the soda stream, and add true lime. Ooh.
See, we've looked at getting the soda stream. We just haven't pulled the trigger on it yet.
Right. Because it's
we have
just
so many other things.
Well, I think it's the cost basis for me. And, you know, right now I've got all of those waters that I got at Aldi. So it's like, it's not a need, right? It's something of a want, and there's more things I'd rather want right now. But that would be nice to do. TweetyQ Cat said, I just noticed your shirt, Shelly. Love it. I wore it for you. I was like looking in the closet today, and I was like, you know what? I know 22 Cat's going to be there, so I'm going to wear this shirt today.
Impress her.
Yeah.
When we go meet her next year, you make sure you take that with us.
Oh, yeah. I'll bring both with us.
Okay.
Sean said, hey there, we're back home. Awesome. Oh, that's awesome. So y'all had a nice little weekend retreat.
That's awesome.
Now, was it just you and Shell? I saw the pictures of your steak and shrimp.
Yeah,
which
I got jealous.
Yeah, he was like so super jelly.
Surf and turf is one of my favorite meals.
Was it just you and Shell that was this weekend, like a nice little alone time getaway for you two? That's always so nice. Oh, as Sean said, it was terrific. Oh, good. And then Michelle, mighty healthy Michelle, said we had a great time. Oh, that's so sweet. And Mom Bear Lynette said, cute piggy bank. Isn't it so it really cute? Is. I like the little tail.
I like the nose on it too. How green.
And it's like the material is kind of like a hard plastic.
Mm-hmm. And now it sits on my desk underneath my monitor.
And then Patty said, that is so cute. And there's what Lisa asked about the barbecue sauce. So we've got to do a lot of shorts.
Well, because I already have a video, a standard video for the barbecue sauce.
But they want a short on it.
I can do it.
2ETQ Cat said, I would have given anything to have had a work-at-home job when I was still working.
Right.
Kind of hard to make IVs from my home, though. Right. Laugh aloud. I worked in a hospital pharmacy. I had to be there.
Right.
Right. Some jobs you do have to go in.
Well, because then there's a couple of them I was looking at also, they call them hybrid.
Yeah.
Where you would work a few days in office and a few days at home. I was like, I don't want that. I don't want the commute. I just want to work from home.
Yeah, exactly. And luckily, like my job, they now made it, if you're within 60 miles of an office, then you do have to go in like 1 or 2 days a week.
Luckily, you're too far.
Yeah.
You're outside that.
Because there is an office in Texas, but it's like Plano, which is several hours from
away.
here. So I was like, woof, right. Avoided that one. Is that, could you imagine if you are at like 59 miles, having to drive 59 miles?
That would,
no.
That's a bad beat.
Right. But yeah, we are very fortunate, especially like for me, it's not a big deal, but like my work sister, I know for her, she's a very sociable person. Like she needs that social interaction. So very extroverted. And so it was kind of messing with her when this is all she was working, because she was at home, quote, alone all the time. Mm-hmm. And so then she started working at a feed store on the weekends. And then that gave her that social interaction. I'm like, girl, just call me a hermit.
Right.
I would have no trouble being in a cave somewhere.
Right. As long as you got internet, you're okay.
Right. Or a whole bunch of books. Right. Either way, I'd be fine. Sean said that piggy looks 3D printed. Maybe it is. Would that be funny? Let's see. It says it looks like it was made in China. So it might have been 3D printed.
I mean, that's the way they're doing everything now.
Right?
I would imagine. Anyway.
Renee said maybe they sent you the piggy bank because they heard about you porky piggied it.
At least I'm not doing well. They don't know because on camera I'm from the desk up. They don't know if I am or not.
No, they don't.
As long as I make sure I turn the camera off when I go to get up.
Right. Well, during the summer, sometimes when it does get actually warm and, I try to keep it warmer in the house, I'll put on my pajama shorts. Mm-hmm. I would hate for that to be seen on camera.
All right.
So they don't know.
You have to be on camera when you're in meetings too, huh?
Yeah.
So that's what it is now. Anytime I'm in a meeting, that's what I was saying when I was talking about once a week, I have what we call a one-on-one with my supervisor, and I have to be on camera with that. Mm. And then we also have a team meeting once a week as well, but the whole cruiser is like 12 of us. Speaking of which, he told me the other day I'm doing really good.
Oh yeah,
I was number 3 out of our group as far as stats go.
Out of how many?
12.
You're number 3 out of 12. That's awesome, especially considering
I'm new.
You're still new. Yeah, but that's really cool.
Right.
I'm proud of you. You're doing so well.
Trying. Well, I think it helps. I've told the story before, but anyways, I'm a 3rd generation cabinet maker, okay? So for several years, I've worked construction, doing cabinets and whatnot. And then I had my own remodeling company for several years too. And what I'm doing now, they call it, I'm customer service. But it's for people who have majority of the time, they're ordering appliances and getting them delivered, or they need help with installing and what like that. Because a lot of folks, you can hire us to install for you, or you can do it yourself. And then they'll call us asking about this, that, and the other thing. A lot of times I get a lot of answers or questions about installing over-the-range microwaves. Mm. That's all hacked to me. I know how to do all that, so I can just walk them through it right then. So that's why they really feel like I'm a huge what do you call it? I want to say liability. That's wrong. It's the other way. What's the other word? Asset, because I'm able to. I have real world experience.
Ask me more financial terms.
Right. Whereas my last work at home job, I only knew how to do everything in theory. I've only read about it. I never actually had any hands-on experience doing it. That's why I feel more comfortable with this, handling these customers and helping them better.
Well, also he was talking to you about how you handle customers. That remember he said you can't train people to what you do.
He said I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I am.
You are very much a people person. He's definitely more people than I'm people.
I said I'm good at kissing hands and shaking babies or whatever.
Right? Or are you running for office?
Yeah.
You should be the Houston mayor.
Right.
Heath for mayor.
Yeah.
Or Heath for governor.
Right. Oh well, it's enough talking about me.
Why? I like talking about you. Sean
So
said, I would have loved to work from home as well. I work at a secure facility and I have to be there. Good thing is I don't have to worry about bringing any work home with me.
Right.
And that is very important because that can be the thing. And I have to say, like, because I work from home, a lot of times, like when I go and make my lunch, when I have my lunch, I still work a little because I'm like, well, I'm here and I just do it. So actually on Fridays, I shut my computer system completely off so that I'm not tempted to go in there and look at things.
And I love this job too because they're so chill about everything.
Mm-hmm.
They know we're working from home. So they're totally fine. I've seen it happen. You'll be on camera in a meeting and the kids will be running around the background. Or I'll have to call into some of our vendors, the manufacturers that for these appliances, and I'll literally hear they're basically doing the same job just for a different company. I'll hear their dogs or their roosters. They're working from home too. I hear them in the background and stuff. They're working from home too. I just think it's so cool.
Well, I like it because I feel like people are more accepting now. Because I remember a time when I was like, okay, we should have more work at home jobs. And people looked at me like I had 3 heads. Like they just couldn't imagine. I'm like, I can imagine this. Like we should be there. Well, now, like one time somebody had their dog in their lap. And so our director was like, oh, well, next week we all need to have our animals so we could all see. It's
mandatory now.
Yeah. And so everybody the following week was showing off their pets.
Like one of my teammates just recently had a baby. She proudly showed him on camera. Everybody was like, they're part of the family too, so they react like it.
Right. Like, oh no, I got to see it. It's fun, kind of getting to know each other. Also, so we have our weekly department team meeting. And then we also once a month we have our direct team. There's like 8 of us. We have our meeting. And what she does, my manager, is she rotates. And so whatever month somebody on our 8 team, one of us has to head the meeting. And it's just a not work related, just to chill out, talk, share personal things. It shouldn't be about work at all. Like, no, we're not going to talk about work. We're not going to talk about anything going on. We're just going to hang as co-workers and friends, like you would like at work. You would just congregate for a little while, and it's fun because then you come up, if you're heading the meeting, you have to come up with some type of like question or poll or something to discuss for that week. And I'm horrible at it. I asked everybody last time, okay, what's your favorite dish to cook? And like half of them were like, oh, I don't really care to cook. So, but like Lakin, she's like really good at asking questions. And I'm like, how are you so good at this? And she goes, because I'm just nosy and I want to know stuff about people.
Right. Like I was saying, those meetings, like I said, there's 12 of us in the team. Well, the one she was talking about earlier with the profit sharing stuff, there was 362 people in that meeting.
Right. And they probably had
what
several.
They do with that. Yeah, they had several of them.
Yeah.
But what they do with that, though, is they when they set it up, the only people running the meeting, they are on camera.
Yeah.
Everybody else, they automatically, your cameras are off and you're muted.
Yeah.
And you can't speak until you comment in the chat, and then they unmute the host unmute you.
Right. That's how they handle our town halls. So Sean said, Happy Easter all. And Mighty Healthy Michelle said, Happy Easter, everyone. Happy Easter to both of you.
What I really love about this company too, though, is I get an hour lunch and then 2 15-minute breaks. But even in orientation, the lady running the course told us about it. The way she does it, she just does 1 hour-and-a-half break and just takes a nap and then goes back to work.
Yeah. But
then the only caveat is I can take my break whenever I want to, except for I can't do it in the first hour and a half or the last hour and a half.
I thought it was hour.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
Well, the other day you took your break and it was like 9:35, and I said, "Isn't it
well,
early?"
I didn't have a choice. Nature was calling.
Well,
But they taught me a term there too during my training. They call it LILO, liquid in, liquid out.
And I saw Renee commented, I haven't gotten there yet, but she said, this is your endless journey, so it's supposed to be about you.
Okay, whatever. I think what it is she really, really feels like she needs to be argumentative with me. Like I said,
well,
that's your cousin, but we
is,
and her act like we're brother sister though.
But it is your MS journey, so it is about you and how you're doing.
I know, but she's always so quick to correct me.
Well, somebody's got to keep you in line.
Well, why does love have to hurt?
That's what you said last night.
Whoa!
Lisa said, dark yet. We already have the AC on here in Austin.
Yes.
I have it on 77, but I got a few fans pointing on me whenever I'm in the house.
Yes.
Right. We do that too.
Well, that's why the other day when it got really cold, I was like, look, I'm not going to complain because come August, I'm going to be wishing it was cold.
Right. Sharon said, we are still using the heater.
Wow. Well, yeah,
I'm ready for spring to last.
Well, I can imagine her from far north as they are. So.
Wow. Well, just think when we're there next year, it's going to be chilly.
Yeah, I know. That means I'm going to have to wear pants.
Dang it. Well, the rest of us will be happy.
I hate those leg prisons.
Renee said, well, y'all have over 5 hours before RG goes live. Well, 4 now. That would be longer than any of your Friday night feast if you went till she comes on. That's what I was thinking.
I don't know, though.
But, she goes at 5 p.m. now.
Yeah. She said 5:30 was too late for her now.
Toy TQ Cat said, still need the furnace in my house. Heck, I've still got the electric blankets going and will have for a while. Wow, that was something. Yes, isn't that just crazy? Because like down here, I even thought, I was like, wow, it's already March and we don't even have the AC on yet. Like, even though we have it on, like we put it at 76, it really hasn't gotten much over 76. So I think it's barely came on in this month alone, which is unusual.
I think when I looked earlier, one day this coming week, it's going to be 87. I think.
Yeah, probably.
That's a lot more tolerable. The better than 107.
Right. Come July, we'll be there. Toy TQ Cat said, still need the, I just read that. Excuse me. I am still waking up, y'all. Sean said, it was just us. Oh, that's so nice.
That's awesome.
I love that.
That's awesome.
Mary T said, well, hi there.
Hi.
I know you mentioned you were doing this, but I forgot.
Aww.
So glad I caught you. We are just getting ready to go on a drive up the mountain to a lake we've never been to.
Oh,
ooh,
nice.
That sounds nice, Mary T.
That's where I was leading with this, and I just got sidetracked. Sorry.
Oh.
Because also this Saturday when we go to that meetup, we'll do a vlog that day to re-release later. But then Sunday on the drive home, we'll be doing live. My MS Journey will do it live coming home. So fingers crossed that the internet works live, while we're in
Works
transit.
well,
yeah.
Right.
We stay connected while we're in transit.
Listen to this. Mary T said it's our 34th first date anniversary.
That's awesome.
Aw.
That is awesome. That's goals.
I applied at a Canadian work from home site. It had great reviews, no scams. Thanks for the idea. Oh, how good. That's awesome. I'm glad you found something. Awesome. Wouldn't that be nice?
Good luck.
Yeah. Finding something to work at home.
Like I said, make sure you read the fine print and make sure they provide everything.
Right. Yeah. You should never have to pay.
The only thing I use for my personal stuff is my cell phone. And the only reason why I do that, we use Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
So sometimes it is easier to pull it up and look on there. Like, especially like right now, I eat lunch right here. Well, my office is on the other side of the house. Instead of running back and forth to the office, I can just right here and pull it up and look at whatever, or message my boss or anything.
Yeah.
But then we also have a text option for my customers to track their orders. And it's just sometimes quicker for me to go ahead and do that, because all I need to know is their order number, and I can track it and find out the information for them. It's easier to just pull it up on my phone, because I just text the number and then it replies back. It doesn't care. You don't have to actually security clearance or whatever to prove who you are. They just have to know your order number, so I can just update it for them. It's quicker for me to just look it up and tell them.
Yeah.
I already have my phone sitting there, so why not?
Right. Why not? Yeah. Good. You should never have to pay for any of that. If they're asking for it, it's going to be a scam.
Right.
Mom Bear Lynette said number 3 out of 12. That's great. Heath, way to
only been there
go.
maybe 7 months.
Right. And 22Q Cat said, you know you're number 1 with us, though, Heath.
Thank you.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Thank you. Stop, you're going to make me blush.
Barely Begun said, he's already a lord. Don't take a step down to be mayor.
Thank you, sir.
That's right.
I started to mention that this morning, too, because I was telling them how we want to go to Europe in 26.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to tell them the story about how I want to go visit my land, but I can't remember all the fine details, so I just left it alone. We just want to go to Europe, is what I said.
In what?
26.
No. Where was this thing?
Oh, this is in Dustin's live this morning.
Oh, okay.
Because he goes live every Saturday and Sunday morning. And I'm up at that time, so why not go ahead and join in and watch his too?
I know, he's always up so early, y'all.
Well, he gets up because his wife goes to work, and he's got to deal with the kids and everything. Well, I'm up because your dogs wake me up.
Oh, they're my dogs?
When that early in the morning and you're still sleeping, yes.
Oh, even if we didn't have the dogs, you would still get up early. You did on the cruise ship.
Maybe. Well, it's only because I'm conditioned.
You're just an early bird. Sharon said, Heath for mayor, a ribeye in every home, right?
Yes.
And there's Renee said, it is the MS journey. Isn't that about you, Heath?
No, I'm still self-conscious about it.
Brenda F said, hi, oops, I was waiting for the live and dozed off. Oh, that's okay.
That's fine.
I'm still trying to wake up, honestly, y'all.
Because honestly, it seems like every Friday night I start getting a little sleepy right before we go live.
Mm-hmm. Because that's the normal time where you usually do take a little nap when we're watching TV. In fact, last night we were watching True Detective season 3. We've already watched season 4.
Because somebody told her she needs to watch them out of order that way. It kind of messes with my OCD though. But whatever. And
I have to let me know if you've seen True Detective. Either one, the only one we've skipped is 2 because I just heard it wasn't worth it.
We started watching it and it was bleh, so we turned it off. This one is good, but it's running really, really slow.
It's very slow.
It's methodic.
Right. It is a very slow moving one. I feel like season 4 was a really good pace. Yes. It really oh my gosh, season 4 was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, this season 3, it's intriguing, but then it's just slow.
Yeah.
It's a little slower than I would like. Twitchy Cat said, I guess no one will ever hear Samson and Delilah in your background, Heath. They're usually socked out in a coma.
Right?
I know, right? I have to say, that is one thing about Samson and Delilah. They're not barking dogs.
Per se. Because I noticed the only time it ever happens is on Saturdays when you go to the store.
Oh?
She will go over in the dining room.
Yeah.
You get in that window and bark when people because we're on the main thoroughfare of our neighborhood and people go up and down the street walking, jogging and stuff. Mm-hmm. And she'll just, whatever reason, I guess because I'm back in my office and she's running around the house by herself, she'll bark at them. I hear her barking.
She is a little, she's very much the get off my lawn.
Yes.
And, but Sam, he rarely barks. The only time
he does is in the morning when he's ready to go out, and I gotta go.
Oh yeah, that or
he's good at letting us.
I would say when Delilah's been in his spot on the couch for too long, and he just can't take it anymore.
She's kind of rude about it too, because what she'll do, she'll jump up on the couch and she'll lay across it where he can't get up there.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to take up every inch so there's no room for him. Right. I'm like, you're so mean. Be nice to your little brother.
Right.
And she's just like, no, it's all mine.
You're in my house. I was here first.
Right. Oh, Brenda said it's a beautiful day in Louisville.
Nice.
How nice.
Yeah, that's are we going to stop there?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. We'll be in, Louisville. That'll be part of the road trip. We're thinking we'll have lunch, either Elizabethtown or Louisville. We'll coordinate with everyone that's there because I know several people are there. And
He's
then
so weird. He stands right at the doorway and he won't come in.
I think it's because of the halo.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think that just scares him. Like, he's like, I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to hit it down. Do you need to go out?
I think
Yeah.
too. Come on. You need to go outside? Where's your sister? Y'all go together.
Yeah, go. It's time to check on the pork chop or your pork steaks. I got him pork steaks a few weeks ago at Kroger.
Where's the gloves? Oh, right here, my hat.
Right. Do you want to use my phone to record?
No.
Well, record it coming out for a short.
Give it here.
There. Might have to pause on here. Let me do that. And in fact, okay. There you go. He's so I got him a couple weeks ago at Kroger some pork steaks. They're boneless pork steaks, and they were on discount. And it's like 6 nice size pork steaks. So he is smoking those and going to have it, I think, for his lunch this week. So anytime, like, I'm fasting, for example, today and tomorrow. And he, on those days, it doesn't bother me because he eats stuff like a pork chop or a pork steak. And those just are not my thing. I'm just not into that. The main thing I like that's pork is, of course, bacon, sausage, and ham. Now, if he ate those, then I would be more tempted. But a pork chop or a pork steak, I'm like, you can have all that. Oh, Rickwin's here. Hey, Rickwin. She said, hi, folks. Finally turned on the computer. Oh, goodness. You're like, okay, I'm getting into it now. And Renee said, just don't let that freedom get too lax, Heath. I would hate for anything like the last job to have something misinterpreted. Exactly. Oh, I stay on him about that. He is like I have to. He wasn't keeping track of occurrences. So occurrences are if you clock out too early or clock in too late, they do have a leeway. And so I have to stay on top of him on, making sure he doesn't have occurrences, But so far he stayed good. And I've talked to his manager before. Wow, I sound so controlling, right? But his on making sure, that he knows what's going on. It's like he just doesn't. Like, I'm just here to work. Like, I'm not paying attention to, occurrences and all these other things. I'm like, no, you got to. So, yeah, he stays on that, making sure he don't clock out. And his manager's really good since his manager has MS. Like, he got Heath special leave approvals to where, like, if Heath needs to go to the bathroom more often during the day, then he's excused for that. Oh, he's not bringing it in. I guess they're not ready.
All right. That's weird.
What?
Somehow it was turned off. In fact, they haven't cooked at all.
Oh, the Traeger was turned off?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I had to restart it just now.
Oh, so my gosh.
When we looked earlier, I don't know why we didn't notice it wasn't on.
I feel like it was.
Booty fail.
Oh, yeah. It says offline. Now it's igniting.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. That sucks.
Yeah. Oh, well. I'll have to go pull it whenever we're done. That's fine. Because she got me a package, a discount.
I told them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there were 7 in the package. So I just took one.
7.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I had one for lunch today, and that gives me the rest of them for the rest of the week, though.
Yeah. Wow. And then Renee was just like, she was just telling you, don't let that freedom that you have at your job, don't get too lax because you don't want to have what happened last time again.
Well, what I do also, though, because like I said, I get an hour for my lunch. Well, I set my alarm for 55 minutes to make sure I'm back in there on time.
Mm-hmm.
And then a 15-minute break, I set it for 13 minutes.
Right. That's good. Mary T said, met hubby and all my best friends at work.
That's awesome.
When I was young, working in an office was fun. Now I would love an at-home job. Right. I mean, it definitely, that is something you kind of miss is, when you do go in, you do tend to make more friends because, you're seeing them and having to be with them all day. So that is one thing you kind of miss out on.
Well, that's why it's really helpful for me because of my health conditions, I can't work construction anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
It used to get really, really hectic around when we go to these job sites because what it is, it's brand new homes. So they have me. Sometimes when I have to go into the house and do it before they even poured the sidewalk or the driveway for me to walk into the house.
Mm-hmm.
So that was real fun. Mud, walking in through the mud and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I literally carried an extra pair of boots or shoes with me. I would change shoes back and forth all day long, walking in and out of them.
Well, and I think also the other thing that impacted your job, not so much that, but during the summer, the heat.
Yes.
Getting in and out of the car when it's just blazing hot. That's because heat really does affect you when it comes to your multiple sclerosis.
Right, very much so. Because what I was doing, I had to do repairs on the cabinets. Well, it's a finished home, so I can't be in the house cutting materials or even in the garage because it's brand new. So I'd have to do it all outside. So I was still working outside.
Right.
For a very large amount of the day.
And then Renee said, and I'm sure others were thinking the same thing about it's your MS journey.
Yeah.
And I just blurted out because, my filter be broken.
No,
right.
I love you for that. I feel like I just need to throw it back at you. Like I said, like a brother-sister relationship.
Patty said, my thermostat is off right now. Loving it. Wow. That is nice.
Turn it straight off. That is awesome.
Yeah, because then you just enjoy it. I think we would do that more often if we had screened windows and doors.
Yeah.
Because like our bedroom door, if we had a screen on that, you could just leave that wide open and then have your window opened with the screen.
Right.
But I don't, there used to be screens on everything. And then just through time, they break and everything else. So we just haven't replaced them. And then sometimes I wonder what the ROI would be on getting them for using them for maybe the 1 month, maybe 2 months out of the year. Well, I'm saying, no, I would say like last month we would have used it in this month. So about 2 months out of the year to get the screens replaced. Is it worth it?
Well, I was going to say, I thought it was like one window we have an actual screen on it. I thought it was here, but it's not.
No, I think they're all gone now.
Wow.
Yeah. But that would be nice. Maybe down the road. There's a lot longer priorities above the screens. My bear Lynette says she keeps her house between 68 and 72. I like it chilly.
Nice.
Especially when I have a lot of clients coming back and forth.
That's true. That's true.
I want to keep the air moving. I don't like stagnant air. Exactly.
Right. She works at home too.
Right. And, you, with what you do, being so physically active, getting up and down off the floor, like even if you kept it warmer, you would be sweating. And then clients would be like, oh, I don't know if I want this sweaty person. Right.
Yeah. You got to make it comfortable for your clients too.
Yeah. Rick Witt said the temperature today is 75. Have a window open and fan going. Supposed to get another cold front later in the day. Nice. See, to me, low. That's perfect for, you don't need the AC on. You just need fans going.
But she was talking earlier too about how I'm heat adverse.
Yeah.
We used to have a hot tub.
Yeah.
But we ended up selling it because it was just too risky for me to even get in it. I mean, I love the thing, but it was just too much.
Yeah. We enjoyed the hot tub for a long time. Yeah. It was a lot of fun, but after a while, it's just like, well, we can't really use it. So let's sell it before it becomes worthless.
Right.
So we did get, a pretty good, considering it was about 7 years old.
Right.
I thought we still made out pretty good on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like if we kept waiting, eventually we wouldn't have.
Right.
And we kept good care of it. And the guy who bought it actually
was impressed.
Well, he gets them to resell them at his business. Right. And I think, didn't he come from like somewhere near Dallas?
Yeah.
To pick them up. But that's what he does is he buys old ones, makes any updates that need on it and then resells them. Yeah. So I think, we kept good care of it. So I think he felt like, okay, this was worth his money. You wouldn't have to do a lot of cosmetic work anyways.
Because he was really impressed with the cover we had on it too.
Yeah, the cover was still good. The only thing it needed was the hinge replaced because it kind of broke, remember?
Uh-huh.
And I think it needed like new filters.
Right.
That was basically it. But everything else was working really well.
Right.
Mary T said, sunshine is coming in the windows to heat our house today. Oh, that's nice.
Awesome.
I like just using, the
Nature.
let the nature just like keep us comfortable. Tweety Tiki Cat said, if I ever have to call Home Depot for anything, they better make sure they connect me to Heath to take care of me. Do you take calls from all over, though, or is it just a local thing?
It's no, all over the whole nation. I mean, I even get calls from Hawaii. And there was a couple of them the other day I had to transfer because they were Home Depot Canada. And we just don't handle them.
Yeah.
Transfer them.
So as long as it's in the U.S., you handle. Okay, there you go.
The only thing I have to do on that, because I use Google a lot for this, because I'm in Central, but like I said, the rest of the nation, I have to look it up and see what the local time is in their area.
Oh, yeah. So because
like a lot of times I'll have to call and reach out to either our delivery switchboard or to the vendors, the manufacturers. They close at certain times.
Oh, so you have to
if it's after 5 o'clock, they're closed. So I have to look it up and see and check, because I can't do it very quickly. So I'll just Google local current time this city, and it'll tell me.
Patty said, be back in a bit. Gotta get the meatloaf mixed up and into the oven. Ooh.
Well, that's the thing I was going to say, too. I've got really good news about, too.
Oh?
Because on my normal schedule, I work Saturdays. But this meetup we're going to is on Saturday. So I put in for vacation on it. But it still said pending. So I had my boss double check me, look at it, and he goes, well, look, here's what we're going to do. Even if you still get denied, worst case, you'll call in. I said, what? He goes, yeah. He goes, that's why you have PTO. You'll just take a sick day, and you'll still go. You're going. He goes, we are very heavy. We're very good. We're very pro-life balance, work-life balance. He goes, you're going to your event.
Yeah. Well, I like nowadays.
That's just hit like, wow.
Like at my company, they call them mental health days.
Yes.
And cool so if you just need a mental health day, well, I remember a time when I worked, like if you called it for mental health, they'd be like, no, what's your
butch up
doctor? Like sometimes, no, not butch up, but it was like, well, are you going to a doctor?
Right.
Like it had to be
actually go. Yeah.
Like to call in sick, it had to be a doctor's excuse. And not like now that they're just like, it's your sick time, right? So whatever you need to use it for. So if you're just calling in because you need a mental health day, like that's a little because to me, mental health days means you're not going to a doctor. You just need a day to yourself. You need a self-care day. And they're like, that's fine. That's an okay reason to call in.
Because I was also telling him I need to take off in January. I mean, in July. Because my little sister's getting married. I was teasing her about that too. It's July 11th. Y'all know the thing is 7-Eleven. I was like, so you're getting married at a convenience store? She's like, she goes, I wanted to put that on the invitation. She goes, but I don't know how well it would go over. She actually thought of that too. We got the same.
Oh, wow.
Sense of humor.
But that's going to be fun. And that's down in Galveston.
And that's a Thursday. She's getting married on a Thursday.
It's it's cheaper.
Yeah, that's why she's doing it.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were raised by the same parents.
Right?
She's already budget conscious.
Right, exactly. And I thought, so you're having the pork chops for lunch or the pork steaks.
Yeah.
What are you having for dinner tonight and tomorrow?
Tonight, I was going to have the wings we have in the freezer.
Oh, that's right.
Or maybe have those tomorrow. I don't know yet. I don't remember what.
Because I thought you left out the hamburger meat, right?
And I put it back away though.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like, oh, well, I still need something.
Well, because you got us the ham.
Yeah, that's Tuesday.
So I don't know. I was thinking also I could do. We already have that bag of chopped bacon. I can just do scrambled eggs with the bacon in it.
Okay.
This is like
at Kroger they had they had their hams for 97 cents, but then they had this other brand for 89 cents a pound. So I got the 89 cents a pound one. And
I'll give you a little preview about it. So the reason why we're doing that, I thought it would be really quick and easy. I'm going to smoke the ham on Tuesday. We'll slice some of it off and eat it for dinner. And then I'll go ahead and slice some of it off and we'll package it up to take with us for Friday night. So I'll make my own Lunchable.
That's right. Or charcuterie, right?
Y'all know I can't say it, so I'm not going to bother.
Luz is here. Hey, glad to see you again. Said happy Easter, everyone.
And so I'll go ahead and take some of it also to have for my breakfast on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll be meal prepping on Tuesday for the whole weekend.
I know. That's great. And our hotel does have a free breakfast.
I'm not sure about their eggs. And you know how some places they'll mix in the pancake batter and everything? So I'll still be bringing
my powdered eggs.
Right. So I'll still be bringing my hard-boiled eggs anyways.
Yeah, just to be sure. Yeah. And then we don't know, what meat it will be and that kind of stuff.
I'd rather be prepared.
Yeah. My Bear Lynette said barbecue pork steaks are a very popular summer item in St. Louis, Missouri, which is where I'm from. I do enjoy them, but not very often. I got them marked down at Kroger just like you.
Do me a favor, though. Check and see what the temp's at now. Is it lit?
Let's see.
Because I have the Traeger app on both of our phones so we can do this.
Right.
Because you looked earlier and you said it was at 225.
It's getting up to 91 now. Okay. Yeah, it's still at 90.
I don't know why. What happened?
I don't know.
But all of a sudden it just died.
I don't know. So that's weird. No, you had me shut it down. Remember? You said, go ahead and do the shutdown.
Oh, you know why?
Because we thought it was done.
That's why. That's fine, though. That's a good thing I'm off today.
Right? Keto in the Mist. Hey, said happy Easter, hopping in and out while visiting the family and cooking.
Well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you.
Yeah. Did anybody have something like? Did you cook something special for Easter today? TQ Cat said they don't call you the warden for nothing, Shelly. I mean, that is true. I was telling them how I've even met with your manager to make sure everything's in line and to keep him in line. Because you often tell your manager, well, I have to check with the warden.
No, I got to check the boss. He goes, I understand. I said, I got to check with my other boss.
Right.
He goes, I understand. You're not the only one.
Bad Apple said, which was funny to me because I was listening to a new book and they said that most relationships, the man handles all of the finance stuff. And I was like,
math is not my strong suit. You don't want to be handling math.
Not this household. I handle all of the financial stuff. So I just thought it was funny that I handle it and that I also make sure his boss.
What I think is cool about our relationship too, we're totally different from everybody else. That's what I really enjoy about it.
Well, I don't know, totally different, but we are different. Renee said, there's been days I turned my AC off because it's been crazy over here. One day in the 60s, next high in the 80s, mostly stays at 75 during the day and 73 at night.
It's like Mother Nature's bipolar or something.
Right. And she said 2-story house is hard to manage zones. Yeah, 2 stories are very hard to manage. Now, is yours just one central unit for the whole house? Because I have seen in some places where they'll have 2 different units, one for upstairs and one for downstairs. But I know that's like way costly. Yeah. But yeah, 2-story, I just don't know how that's got to be so challenging. Because I feel like sometimes it's challenging just here. Because
we have a big house too.
Certain rooms feel like they get a lot colder than other rooms.
They do.
Rickwood said, when I got the house painted a couple years ago, the guys replaced, it said slow ignition warning.
I don't know why it does that.
Said, when I got the house painted a couple years ago, the guys replaced all of my screens on the windows. Comes in handy for the times I could actually open the windows. Yeah, that is awesome.
We want to do that. But like I said, too, we still want to go to Europe.
I know. It's like, which do we want? Our priority list.
We told them about it.
Oh?
But those of y'all that visited before the last cruise. When we hosted that meetup, the barbecue meetup here, y'all would have seen our deck, right? Well, when we came home, I don't know what happened. We had some kind of weird storm. They literally, the cover for our deck literally got peeled off and landed on our roof.
Yeah, two out of the four. 2 out of the 4 panels. 2 out of
4. They just literally peeled off and landed on the roof. Yeah. That was fun to get off. And several of them were broke. A couple of them, both of them, I'm sorry, were broken. So me and my buddy I took one of the little handsaw and just cut them up and threw them away.
So now we got to replace that.
We don't have a cover anymore on our deck.
But I'm glad that we at least
did the cover.
Stain the deck beforehand because that's helped. But I know we need to also stain the deck again.
Yes.
And it said on there, I think every 3 years or something, but I feel like we didn't do a thick enough coat.
Right.
So we only did like one, what was it, a 5-gallon bucket?
Yeah, we probably need to do 2 or 3.
Yeah, we need to get 2 of those buckets, and I think we would have plenty. Until we get that, fixed. Sharon said, I love to have windows open. The house gets so fresh, right? Just having that fresh air coming through. Mom Bear Lynette said, for years, I've been wanting to get those black solar screens over the large windows of the fitting room. Oh, the room gets so hot over the summer because it faces the west and gets the afternoon sun.
Well, tell her about the ones you ordered and put in your office, remember?
Well, but she's wanting like nice, because mine's just the cheap. Right, it's the Temu where I just peel and stick. Yeah, it doesn't look the best from the outside, but for less than $20, it did the job.
And right, that is her showroom too, so she needs hers to look a little.
Hers needs to look nice.
Nicer, yeah.
Right,
that's true,
right.
That's true.
My office, it's like just me.
Nobody has to see it, right?
Right.
She doesn't have clients. You don't have clients coming to see yours.
No.
That makes sense, yeah.
Rickwood said, I never lived in an air-conditioned house until I moved to Georgia.
Wow.
Then would just open the windows and turn on the fans. My grandparents' house in Columbia, South Carolina, in the summer was an oven. Oh, I bet. Oh, my gosh.
My dad had an uncle. He grew up, obviously years ago. He didn't like sleeping inside. He slept on the porch. He had a hammock he put out on the porch. He slept outdoors all year long.
And that was in Louisiana, right?
Yeah.
Mary T said, we have screens on every window. During the day, the windows stay closed and the AC does its thing. But at night, when it cools, we open those windows and let that night air in. Ooh, that sounds nice. Yeah, that is something that would be nice to have. But
I just see us
also,
now, though.
The way the house, used to when they built certain homes are built for having windows and doors open because the flow. But this house to me is very chunky.
Yeah, chopped
up. So, like if he opens his bedroom window, you need another window or door to then have that come through, because otherwise then there's nothing to grasp it on.
Well, so I just imagine too with our bedroom, we have a door going out the bedroom.
Yeah.
If we had a sliding screen on that, I could see one of the dogs trying to walk through it.
Yeah.
Or myself.
Mostly. Barely Begun said, it's your sister's wedding. Who cares how it would go over? Do the thing. 7-Eleven jokes all day long. Right? We should come with the big gulp. Isn't that 7-Eleven?
Right?
Yeah. And say, I'm here for a refill. Ma Barely that said, I think those would make the room too dark, Joe. Oh, plus I already do have lightweight curtains in there. I don't want the room to have a heavy feel. That makes sense. But maybe they actually make lightweight room darkening curtains now. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Ask the rules.
Mary T said, pork is my favorite. Ribs, steaks, chops, roast, belly, rides. I love it all. Oh. That's Heath. Is there any pork product you don't care for?
Trying to think. No, I can't even think of.
Yeah. See, for me, I am picky. I'm a picky person, but I'm picky with beef too. I don't like a strip steak.
And you're not a big fan of sirloin.
Oh yeah, I don't really like a sirloin. Now a tenderloin, I do like those.
Yeah.
But sirloin, I'd rather just.
We don't like beef bacon.
No, don't care for beef bacon, and I've just
we messed up one time. We went to a Jewish deli and didn't even think about it. And we just ordered bacon. We didn't even think. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right, they're Jewish. It's user error on our part,
right? But yeah, and then the other is New York strips. So I know Renee loves New York strips, but I'm not a New York strip person, and I'm picky when it comes to my ribeyes too. I don't like it to have too much of a fat in it. The globby fat in the middle. It's I don't want too much of that.
She'd rather be on the side so she can carve it off pre-cook.
Right, or trim it.
Right.
Trim it.
That's what I meant, yeah.
Renee said, believe it or not, last night I made Philly stuffed jalapeno poppers and mushrooms. Took pics, but the pics were awful and horrible light streaks going on. Oh, what's up with that? Oh, it's because it's an apple.
Right? You always have to dig it at that. But that's the thing, too.
But yeah, that sounds good though. Oh man, I wish we could have seen the picture. Right. They sound amazing. Rickwood said, in the day, Shelley, the men always took care of the finances. There were many wives in the community where I grew up that had nothing when their husbands died. They never had worked and had no credit. Well, yeah, because, women couldn't get credit cards until, 76, 78? Sometime in the 70s, if you were a woman, you couldn't have a credit card on your own, right? It had to be the man's. I know. I was just like, oh, man. But yeah, when I was listening to that, like the history of finances and women's history with finances, I was like, oh, wow. But it's just strange today thinking that, it's still that case. And so I'm like, oh, man, I don't know. I've always been so in charge of my finances and stuff that it'd be weird to me. But it's another thing I was thinking of. Because in this new book, I forget the title of it, but they were talking about that a lot of your financial trauma was actually determined in your childhood. So figuring out what was your earliest memory when it comes to money and would be your earliest. And then how did your parents handle money? Like, did they talk to you about money? Ooh, okay.
What is that?
With Hey Yo sauce. Oh, wow. Her Philly jalapenos. I think those pictures look good.
Put them in a group.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
No, I think they look great.
Yeah, they do.
Share them. Ooh, that looks really good. So then that way you have to share. Yeah. She said proof. But you have to share them so we can put you on the trailer.
Yes.
But yeah, anyways, they were like your earliest memory with money. And also, how did your family handle money? Because they said a lot of people's perception of money are dependent upon how they were basically raised with money. And I'll share mine. My earliest memory with money, and I think this attributes to a lot of how I look at things now. And I actually called my mom and thanked her for this. But when I was little, I'm talking 4 years old, right? And she would give me money, back in the day, back when I was 4, I got $5, which was high cotton, right? And so she'd give me $5. Well, at the time, being a 4-year-old, the very first store I went into, I wanted to buy something. And I remember her telling me, she's like, okay, look, that's your $5. You can spend it any way you want, but we have other stores we're going to go to today. So if you spend it all right here, then if you see something in another store, you've already spent your money. So really decide, is this what you want now? Knowing if you see something later, you're not going to get it. I'm not going to buy you anything else. This is all you have. And that's it. I'm not giving you more money. And it taught me at that young age, really a delayed gratification. Okay, do I really want this item so bad right now? Or what if I see something even better? And I just thought that was, really good that she taught me that at such a young age. And it made me really at that age decide between a need and a want. I was like, wow, that was really smart of her to do that. I was like, oh, gosh, it didn't ever put the two together. And that's how I am now. When I get money, I might say stuff like, oh yeah, as soon as I have that, I'm going to buy this, this, and this. But then when I get it, I'm like, well, let me really decide here.
What do you say a lot of times too? When you go, especially online, you'll put it in your cart and you think about it.
And I think about it. Yeah. And I'm like, oh no, I'm really going to think about it. And it really takes, it takes time for me to hit that buy now. I'll see stuff and I'm like, ooh, I like it. I'm going to add to my wish list. And then I go back later and I'm like, do I really want to spend the money on that? And I'm like, nah, never mind. I'm going to wait. And I do that. And a lot of times, when we go to the night market or a farmer's market, I'll look at something and I want it. And I'll be like, you know what? I want to keep looking. And then I can decide at the end. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what she taught me.
Mm-hmm.
So I just thought that was cool. Renee said, yes, one central unit. Oh, and it's a big one. I use ceiling fans. I think winter is worse because so cold downstairs.
Right.
I don't mind being warmer upstairs during the summer. I just want the hounds comfy. So are the hounds still not going upstairs? Are they still scared? But yeah, you want them to be comfy, especially they have such thin skin. They're so little, like little skinny. Barely Begun said, well, it's crazy that women couldn't even have bank accounts or their names until the 70s. I know. Isn't that? I'm
Don't
just
they
like,
do it now too, though? Where if you want to have a medical procedure, you still have to get your husband's permission.
certain procedures.
That's just craziness. What do they call it? Body autonomous?
Yeah, but let's not, that. Yeah. But yeah, it's
crazy.
It's crazy. When I was learning about financial, when it comes to like women specifically, I was like, oh my gosh, like that's so strange to me. Because I had my own bank account when I was 16.
Uh-huh.
Now you had your own, but
sort of. We don't want to get into that.
Okay.
That's another story for another time.
Mary T said, we have windows on 3 sides, so we get a great cross breeze. That's awesome. Oh, that's nice. And of course, unlike Texas, it's much cooler at night.
Right.
20 degrees or more difference for the daytime. Uh-huh. Wow, that's awesome. Mom Bear Lynette said, I do not care for New York or sirloins either. Thank you. At all. But I bought some New York strips a couple months ago at Kroger's, so I've had to finish those up. I had them in the freezer. I regret it. Right. You're at the time, you're like, well, this is a really good deal. Like it's only, $3-4 a pound. I should get them. And the same thing. I've got them before because got a good deal at clearance on Kroger, but then you never want to eat them and they just stay in the freezer.
Remember the last few ones you made me.
Yeah,
eating for lunch.
He's Mikey. He will eat anything.
Pretty much.
At least meat wise, you will eat any meat.
Yeah. Think about it, yeah.
And so I'm like, you're going to have to eat those because I just can't. And then my Bearlet said 2 of them are 84 by 17. The middle one is 84 by 35. Wow. See, I think this window right here, because I measured it one day, because I do want to get a curtain because some of the sun does come in here. And it's an 84 by 17, right? 80?
I think so.
Oh, well, the bottom ones I think are. Mary T said, beef. I like all the low and slow cuts like brisket.
Yes.
Happy brisket tonight.
Nice.
Just leaving for our drive. I'll post pics. Love sharing our beautiful British Columbia with y'all. Happy Easter. Oh, good. I can't wait to see that. 22 Cat said, yeah, I think I got my first credit card in 76 at Lazzaro's, a department store. I don't remember what was going on with women and credit before then. I wasn't that old and knew nothing.
Right.
But isn't that crazy though? Yeah. Who knows before then? What I understood on this is the man had to sign for her.
What do you do if you're single? You just don't get one?
Your dad.
Really?
Yeah, that's how it was. Mary T said, before I go, my dad always said, can you afford the payment? I guess that says it all. Laugh out loud. Have a great day. Leaving for sure now. And see, that's a good one. Can you afford the payment? Exactly. Okay, Renee said, Devara goes up a lot, but Jolly still won't initiate to go up and will whine when she goes up. Aww. That's so sweet. But yeah, he's just like, no, I don't want to go.
What's the pit at now?
Oh, let me see. Oh, 239.
Okay.
Oh, but then it said failed to ignite.
Because remember earlier I had to turn it off, turn it back on.
But it says 238 cannot set grill temp. Oh, but it's dropping again.
All right. Let me go set it again. Dang it. It's annoying. I don't know why it's doing this.
It does every single time. I don't know if it's a Traeger, but every time our Traeger, it's like 2 to 3 times we have to reset it. It'll fail to ignite at least 2 times, sometimes 3, and before it finally decides to cooperate. Renee said, and Heath will even eat the expired and reheated 10-time foods. I wonder why he has to go with so much urgency. That's what I told him, y'all, since he's out there. That's what I told him before. I was just like, you should be like reheating, like he's smoking these pork steaks. I'm like, you don't want to smoke them to done because you're going to be reheating them again, and that'll make them overcooked and dry. I'm like, you need it like just below where it's still in the safe zone, but closer to that, rare, so that when you heat it, it'll be good. So we'll when he's outside, right? Isn't it funny? But yeah, he'll do that. And yeah, he got sick a week or so ago because he gets from Sam's, he likes that jalapeno cheddar sausage. Well, there's 12 links, and he'll just put them in the fridge, and then he'll heat them each day. And I'm like, I think after 12 days, that's a bit long. Like, that's a little questionable after 12 days. I've been trying to get him where, just keep 6 in the fridge for the week and the other 6 in the freezer until then the next week you can heat those 6 up. But we'll see. Because I think that's what happened last time. Huh? You got it?
Yeah, I just want to make sure it's on 225.
All right. It says offline still.
I heard it kick on, though.
Oh, now it says igniting.
Here, you make sure it's set for 225, though, please. Because the display on that's a little wonky, too.
Yeah, it said 225.
Yeah, please.
Okay. There we go.
I figured, why it took me so long? I figured I'm already out, and I feel like I need the urge, so I went ahead and ran into the bathroom.
She said she wanted you to know, yeah, and you'll even eat expired and reheated 10-time foods, and she wonders why you have to go with so much urgency sometimes.
I'm booby trapping myself. Like the other day, I know I messed up doing this. We made we did a milk an egg wash.
Oh yeah.
And then I think was it the chicken? I think it was. And I took all those eggs and went ahead and scrambled them and ate them. I don't know why I had problems.
And she has said it, and don't forget it.
Right.
And said, funny, you're catching my comments when he's outside. And then Renee said, when I reheat foods from meal prep, I only heat my portion, not the container. I had to get after Poncho for doing that too.
Right.
Like,
it's a man thing.
It's a man thing then? Any other men want to chime in? Is that the truth? You just reheat all of it at once every single day? You've got better, though, after we talked to you.
Well, because also, remember, I would do it in the Instant Pot. I just could grab the whole thing and put it back on.
Yeah. But you've gotten better at then when we make Instant Pot meals, you portion it out and only heat up.
Uh-huh.
Which you have the hot logic, so why not use it?
Right. That's what I do every day at work anyway. So.
Oh, Sharon said, when was the last time you vacuumed out the firebox? If there's too much ash, that could be why it's not wanting to stay on.
It's probably been since you visited.
Oh, you have not? I told you.
No, I did. No, I did it one of the. You know what else I need to do today? When we finish with this, I needed to do it last Friday. I think it was. I still need to change the AC filter.
You still haven't done that?
You didn't remind me like I asked you to. So it's your
I did
fault.
remind you, but you also need to. I told you last time you needed to clean the liner.
I will do. Oh, the liners. I've changed it on the regular.
When was the last time? Because when I looked earlier, the liner looks full of dirty. Mm-hmm. You need to clean that, and then when you're gonna switch that out, you might as well clean out the firebox. Okay. But you got to get your vacuum, which you said that needs to be cleaned. So you need to take that, clean it out.
Yeah.
Just use our hose out there. We've got the spray nozzle.
That's true.
Just put a couple Dawn drops in it. Use the spray nozzle. Really clean it out over there behind the AC where it's mostly dirt.
Right.
And then you can pour all of that out, and that'll get in the dirt area, and maybe something will eventually grow.
All right.
It's like this one part of our yard that nothing ever grows.
These dang bugs keep coming in because I come in and out the house often. That's why I put the lid on it.
Hey, Uncle Big Guy.
Hey, how you doing?
Said howdy all. Hi, Sharon and Heath. How are you doing? Good to see you. Happy Easter.
Yeah.
Renee said, geez, Heath, you can't repurpose everything.
I'm trying to be. I'm trying to upcycle. Because she hates my my spice jars.
And she said he was trying to reheat a whole big bowl of queso to have a little bit for a snack. Right? But he has gotten better. Sean said, reheat everything because I don't know how much I want until I start eating.
Thank you. Somebody who gets me.
And Sharon said, laugh out loud. Yeah, but now he's maybe going to remember to clean the firebox on Tuesday.
I like her word, maybe.
I'll remember and I'll remind him Tuesday, hey, you're supposed to be cleaning these things. We should set alarms on your phone.
No, we shouldn't.
Clean,
we can't. We're using it right now, so we can't.
Clean the
trigger.
Well, I was going to say, first you need to clean the vacuum, the shop vac. Then clean the Traeger. Mm-hmm. And then I'm sure there's something else you need to clean in this house. Clean the toilet. I do that every week. Yeah, that's every week. Every week at least once. Right. Preferably 2, 3, 4. Brenda S. said, yes, hubby will reheat the whole container versus single portions. So it is a man thing. Wow. Well, I guess I shouldn't feel so bad that you do that. Then. I told you from the beginning you shouldn't feel that way. I'm just like, why would you reheat the whole queso? Because it's quicker and easier. Or, keeping the sausage in the freezer or in the fridge for like 2 weeks as you eat on them one a day. Well, it wouldn't have been so bad if it wasn't the already marked down ones. And that's where it was. No, I'm saying this past week. Remember, you then did the last one. You were like, oh, I don't know why I had some bathroom issues today. I was like, well, did you even touch the sausage or smell it? No, I just poured it directly from the bag. I'm like, well, you need to be looking at what you're heating. I said, after 12 days, I don't know if that sausage is supposed to be in the fridge for 12. All right. Maybe that's when you start doing subdividing it. I'm just saying. I think that would be healthier for you. Whatever. And Sean said, at HungryHeath, I think he's trying to type something. Sean said, I do put it back in the fridge, Renee. Oh, okay. Renee said, and you men are going to remember this conversation when y'all are older and can no longer eat the food you love because you have too many bowel issues. Your women are eating all the things. Don't jinx me. And Uncle Big Guy said, post the list on the fridge. Right. Right. Well, the only problem with that is the front of our refrigerator is not magnetic. Only the sides are. So it's going to be easy to miss that. Yeah. Or maybe that's my excuse. Yeah, that is. But you've done better. So what he does now is he has one big Tupperware, like when he makes burgers for the week or like these pork steaks, he'll put all of them. It says it's preheated now. Okay. Oh, good. He'll put all of them. Set an alarm for an hour 25, an hour and a half, rather. I think maybe an hour because I feel like they're so thin. They are so thin. Okay, that's fine. Because I was really hoping to bring them out and show y'all what they look like when I brought them off the pit. Right. Because I kind of cheated. I have a grid. The one we used the other night for the Friday night feast, where we pulled everything out of the fryer and put it on there. I just loaded all the steaks on that and carried that out and set it on there, so I could put them all in and out in one trip. But what he does now is like he spoke at all of these pork steaks, he'll put them all in the big Tupperware, and then every day you have another dish. Mm-hmm. So what he'll do is he'll take one of the steaks, put it in that dish along with whatever your side is, and then you'll put the lid on that. Then the next day you just take that single and put it in the Hot Logic. Right. And then he does that all week. What did you do? Kick the tailgate. Trying to slide. Let's see. And how many times? We're talking back and forth. Rickwood said all the meat places say no more than 3 or 4 days in the fridge. Oh, right. Oops. Most of it. I know beef can usually go a little bit longer, and I think sausage can if it's cured. Mm-hmm. Sharon said dry erase marker on the list on the back door glass cleans off easily. Well, that's true too.
See, she has an upper hand because she's been to the house before, so she knows what we're working with.
I know, but I think that would personally bother me because
Right.
I'd be like, oh, I gotta clean it. But yeah. Oh, Uncle Big Guy said use duct tape.
Yeah.
Mom Bear Lynette said, I do already have regular blinds in the room. I want the solar screen for the outside of the house. Oh, well, then that should work.
Yeah.
She said, Sean is off the list because he only reheats it twice, but she said Heath is not. She goes, I've been looking at the window tinting that's mirrored on exterior to keep temps regular. That's what I got for my office. So I bought it off of Temu, and you do it yourself, right? So you cut it to whatever side, because the bedroom windows, they're the little divided ones. So they've got the little grid.
Yeah.
And so do a big, like, over all of it,
yeah.
right? Because of the metal strips. So I had to cut them each to line. So on the outside, it's mirrored, but the inside, it's dark. And so I didn't get enough, but I got enough to do where it hits the highest point, where it's not shining on me.
Well, there you go. Remember, I already have a list that I want to order some stuff from Temu. Just add that to the list.
That's true.
To finish it.
But I need like the top. There's 4 top panes, which Heath will have to do because they're too tall for me. Those 4 top ones and the 4 very bottom. The ones on the very bottom probably don't need to be done.
She has a desk in front of that, so.
Well, that in the outside, there's a little bush that
too.
Covers, so it's not as.
On both sides,
yeah, the way it hits is it like the sun doesn't hit that part. It does kind of hit the top, but when it hits the very top, it's over my head, so it doesn't bother me as much. But I do like those. I do like the mirrored tinting,
right?
And I think it's good. And so far, our subdivision hasn't said anything because that was my other concern. I didn't want to put a bunch of money in it if the HOA was like, "Oh, you're not allowed to have that,"
right?
But it is nice,
particular,
right? But it is nice, the mirrored look. Sharon said, "Then Heath would have to get it done, keeping you happy all the time." Exactly. That's your priority, right?
What? What were we saying? I love you.
Renee said, it can get expensive because there are different grades. Some of you can see through at night. I want the no see-through at all times with mirrored outside. Also have different colors besides mirrored. Yeah. Again, you might check on Temu because that's where I got it. And I didn't pay that high, but it is, you do have to do it yourself. But I think overall, I was pleased with it. If you want something, this is how I kind of looked at it too. I wanted something that wasn't exactly permanent, to see if A, the HOA would be okay with it, and B, to see if I even liked it, if it was effective enough.
Right.
And so far it has been effective. So maybe I would at one point maybe get something better, but right now it's doing its job. So I'm good with it. But yeah, that I just did the one window. I haven't done the others, but we've been good with the blackout curtains, like our big bay window. I actually have double blackout curtains because the first blackout curtains were beige. Like, what was I thinking? I find when you do the blackout curtains, at least my experience, the light color ones don't block, even though they say they will, they don't block out as much. So I got another set to go actually in the window, and they're like a dark gray. And then so inside, you just see the beige window, which looks nice for that room, but it's also got that other layer of the dark gray.
I felt so silly about that too, though, because we needed a curtain rod to hang in there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she converted in her office. This is a standard bedroom, so she had a regular closet in there, but we added extra shelving for her for all of her boxes and stuff for her business. I was freaking out, looking around. I was thinking I'm going to have to go to the store and buy the little ends to hang the curtain rod. And I looked in there one more time, and I was like, wait a minute. Why do you need curtain rod, the hangers in this closet? So I just repurposed them.
That's what I'm talking about.
I just felt silly and mad at myself. I didn't even think about that from the beginning.
But
Renee knows I'm really good at repurposing things. I upcycle a lot.
Renee said, I'd want at least all windows street facing, and that's 12 windows.
Wow.
Ooh, that's a lot. It's just, Shelly, can you see through it at night with the lights on? I don't know. I've never, like, you mean see through from the outside or the inside? Yeah,
because you don't really sit in your office at night, so.
Yeah, I don't know, honestly. I know from the outside, when I've looked out there during the day, I just see the mirror. I mean, I'm telling you, it's probably not top notch, but
because it's Temu, so
right. And I was just wanting something kind of basic. So they probably do have different grades as well. I just looked for whatever was the cheapest.
Because also she didn't know if it was going to be permanent or not because of the HOA.
Right. And you don't have an HOA, right? So you can do kind of whatever you want. Sorry. Renee said, I like the dark blackout curtains, but pet hair would drive me nuts. Hounds are shedding their winter coat right now, and just the dark wood floors are driving me crazy. Oh, right. Yeah. Our dogs are also shed all the time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like I sweep this house every single day.
And sometimes when she gets a good pile going, it looks almost like another dog there.
Yeah. It gets crazy. Mm-hmm. But I guess where I have the blackout curtains, the dogs don't go. I mean, I know Delilah goes to this one, but they don't. We have a big couch in front of the other one, so they're never in there.
Right.
But if they go to it or something. But to me, they're not that hard to wash.
Right.
Because you just take them off and throw them in the washer. I don't know. She said from outside. I don't think you can see through.
I've never honestly paid
I guess we should try it.
Because also the street where that points at, where it faces, we usually don't go up and down that street that often.
Yeah. She said, okay, Shelly, I want pics of how it looks on your window and tell me the link if you have it. Okay. I'll look for it on Temu and I'll get the pictures. Now remember, I did it myself, so it's not going to be professional.
Because also we're in and our driveway faces the main drag coming in and out. So like I said, we never go down that street that often, really.
No, I don't go. But I'll show you the pictures. I'm telling you, it looks like somebody did it. Okay,
it's amateur hour, but it works for us.
It's amateur, but I think from the street, it's hard to actually see. All the little details where. Maybe I cut the corner kind of funny, or
you have to walk up in the yard and study it to find all the imperfections.
Yeah. Mom Bear Lynette said, thanks for the write about the HOA. I will need to check with them first. They are very strict out here in Siena. Right. Yeah, that's true. If you're doing it on the outside, you have to check and make sure. Like I know ours is very particular on, different things.
As it is with everything, just read the fine print.
Yeah. And because one person, they had gotten their, what was it? They done something in the backyard and the HOA, I guess you could see part of it from the street. They freaked out and made them take it down. So like when we got our patio installed, we had to submit it to the HOA first to get approval. And the same thing when we had to replace our driveway.
Well, we didn't replace it when we added on to it.
Yeah. Well, the same thing. Yeah. We had to get that approval when we replaced the fence. We had to get their approval. If you ever want to paint the house, like all of those things. So I'm sure if you're going to get,
even if we want to update or change our shingles, we have to get permission.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you get the roof replaced, and yours, I'm sure is the same thing.
Even if we want to paint that.
Oh yeah, you have to do
color list,
right? And because they've actually made somebody repaint. The only exception is if you're painting the exact same color, then you're okay. But if it's a shade different, no. It's just kind of ridiculous, right? But yeah, if you're doing that on the outside, you'll have to get the estimate and send it into your HOA so they could tell you if that's okay.
Because I think when we did the driveway, we even had to submit who the contractor was too, didn't we?
Yeah, and which made him nervous.
Yeah.
Renee said, oh, and flies. I opened the back door for them to go potty, and it's like they know. I even about the plug-in things from Sam's called Stem, and they have only caught gnats. I hate the brown fly super or glue paper. I know. I hate that glue paper too, because if it does, there's a place in the den where Heath hung one, and it like touched the wall, and it's now on the wall.
Permanent. Well, we can clean it. I'm just lazy.
Yes. It needs to be clean.
But at least I'm honest.
But yeah, it is like they know. I don't know if I knew after 4 months that you were that lazy.
Surprise.
But yeah, it is like the flies know, because I've seen them before when we've been in the backyard looking at stuff, like playing on the grill, and you'll see the flies just kind of flying right by the door, like they're just like waiting. They're waiting, and I'm like, why would you want to come in? It's just a death trap. Like when I find you, I will kill you. But Renee said, but I bought some of those too, and nothing helps. Anyone else have tips for fly traps? I mean, I've heard about the water bags.
Yeah.
And I've done the apple cider vinegar.
That didn't work too well, honestly.
No, like I don't know what else to do. I feel like I've tried it all. I clean out. I do boil water and pour it down the drain, the kitchen drain, like once a week. And I think that helps a little bit, because I've heard that they'll like to put their eggs down in the drain. So I'll use the boiling water trick once a week and just clean that out. Trying to think. Just basically, I clean out the fridge too. Like it probably needs a really good deep clean, but I will go in there and I clean the shelves, and I clean, like, I think part of it is the dog food.
Yes.
Because they say that the flies can smell the blood or anything rotting. They can even smell it from the outside of the fridge. So I will in there and clean where we keep their food and try to
feed the dogs raw beef.
Yeah. And so I'll get in there and clean that up as well, so that, if there is any, like, blood or whatever down in that basket where we keep it, I clean that all out. And then we try to place in there like an extra thing of aluminum foil, so that that's easier to pull that out, clean it a little bit, and then it doesn't get as dirty and doesn't go elsewhere. But yeah, that's what I know.
The only other thing I can think of we could start doing is keeping that out in the garage fridge.
Yeah. But then they'll be in the garage even more.
Right, that's true.
Which is right by a door.
Right.
El Straight said, all right, wish me luck. We're off to my kids' grandparents' house. I always feel awkward there. I only go for the kids. Oh, well, good luck. I hope you have a fun time. I'm just so glad I don't have an HOA. Yeah, you're really lucky. Off. Uncle Big Guy said, I've spray painted the inside of my windows.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, that's a nice idea.
That's cheap, too, because you get a can of crayon or whatever for 99 cents or whatever.
Right? And Sharon said, add it to your list, Heath. That's right. Another list. My bear Lynette said, flies. I have wasps that come into my house. Oh, wow. That's scary. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't want wasps coming in. Ugh. And Sharon said, we have used the fly traps for Lowe's. Those work well.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't like the blue box, but okay.
Well, maybe the brand might also be at the Home Depot. Right. Oh, Patty said, Pine Sol. Yes, I've heard this because I actually bought Pine Sol. And so I actually cleaned the counters and the floors with Pine Sol. She goes, Pine Sol for flies. I put some in a spray bottle, spray the outside of the door every 3 days.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't completely get rid of them, but it does help.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
I did do a spray bottle with Pine Sol, and I will like clean around the door, but I am not as consistent with cleaning the outside of the door. Like, well, I'm lucky if I do it once a week, but doing it 3 times a week, that makes more sense.
As often as you go out there and hang out with them on the deck.
I know. That's a perfect time to do it. Yeah, that's good. Thanks for the reminder.
Thank you.
Pine Sol. So I will use Pine Sol in the house to clean stuff, and I clean the floors with it. Just thinking, if they smell that a little bit, because it's the smell they don't like. And
I guess they didn't like us.
Right. But yeah, we should do that. What's hard to do is the windows over here on the outside.
Right.
Outside to clean them. Renee says, I pour bleach in disposal sink, empty trash 2 times a week, bleach, wipe counters, etc. Oh, okay.
It's like a constant battle.
Yeah, especially during the spring is where it's really bad. But yeah, I haven't done the bleach, but I've heard boiling water is good to do because then it actually kills all of the eggs. But yeah, I would say the Pine Sol, I think the Pine Sol helps. And I like the smell of Pine Sol. I'm weird like that.
It smells clean.
Yeah, I think that's why. But you just mix it. And I got it when the Pine Sol, it was like buy one, get one free. So I have like a few years of supply on hand because you don't need that much when you add it to, I think it's just like a tablespoon to a huge spray bottle of water. You don't need a whole lot. Okay. And Joy TQ Cat said, I agree that HOAs can be annoying.
Yeah, it's like a nosy neighbor club.
But I like them overall. I like the guarantee there won't be people doing wonky things that have terrible curb appeal, etc. It's worth it to me.
What do they call it? It's a necessary evil.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's what I've told Heath before when he's like, we need to get them out. I'm like, but
what's the alternative?
Right. I'm like, then you just let everybody do whatever. Then next thing you know, people are going to be having their cars sitting in their yard because they're working on them and then they'll be there forever, you know, or I
like
guess
the one
doing
guy
weird
on
things.
On his Facebook picture or whatever. His HOA was yelling at him until he needed to put his trash cans behind the fence or whatever. So he built a little fence, but he made it up in the shape looked like a middle finger. They're behind a fence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you can't have the trash can sitting outside.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep them in the garage, which also is the best thing. But we do put them out twice a week.
Mm-hmm.
And also the other thing, which your house is new, so you're probably good. But like I was reading on some forum, they said for some reason they, you know how a lot of people, of course, this isn't really, you know, relevant for us, but a lot of people put their bread on top of the fridge. Mm-hmm. Well, some of the bread had fallen behind the fridge. Oh, no. It was rotting. It was all molded. Well, the flies smelled all of that. So they said, you know, just always make sure, like, especially when it comes to food in the pantry or in the fridge, to make sure you're cleaning out that there's nothing rotting because that's what they're smelling. And so that's why we go through and make sure we clean all of those out.
Never done this. Maybe we need to go ahead and pull our refrigerator out and clean up behind it.
Well, we have before, but not all the time.
All right.
But yeah.
And do it a little more regular.
Yes. Yes. That sounds like another job for Heath.
Your phone was breaking up. I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
But yeah, the HOAs, you know, it's like what we love to hate, right? We all like to complain about them and everything. But
that's how you know we're adults.
Right. But then, yeah, I don't want some crazy neighbor putting something up.
What do they call it? First world problems.
Right. Patty said, just get spray happy, spray in the air. Doesn't need to be sprayed on anything. It's the smell they hate. Oh, that's true. Yeah, spraying it up in the air. Oh. But I know I need to get more consistent with spraying the door, especially now that spring is here. Really coat the outside of the doors and the windows. And I'm sure they need a good cleaning anyway.
Our dogs are always trying to be sly about it, though. They want to go outside because they know they get a treat when they go out. So they try and con us into taking them out.
Yeah, several times. I'm like, you just went out 5 minutes ago.
So what she does, she gets smart on them, though. As a treat, she'll give them a piece of ice.
Yeah, they love that. They're like, oh, an ice? I'm like, yeah, it's a special treat. Renee said, I did use vinegar to spray the fence line and sprinkle tons of cayenne to keep the stray cats that flock to my neighbors through my yard and set off my ADT 5 million times a day.
That's true.
That worked. Yeah, I've heard before cayenne is great bug repellent, especially put around windows on the outside. So we did do that last year. I mixed up and, well, I tried to spray it. You need something with a big nozzle to spray the cayenne water.
Right.
But I did that. And then I read, now it's not good for flies, but like mosquitoes and other things don't like the smell of coffee. So they said you could use coffee grounds. So I've been saving my coffee grounds and putting them then around like the wind, not the window, but like around the perimeter of the house. I've been slowly putting the coffee grounds. So I've been saving my coffee grounds to do that, to hopefully be like a bug repellent.
Right.
And I know sometimes Starbucks, if you go, they'll have like a big trash can that is take any of the coffee grounds you want. So I've been doing, I haven't been doing that, but I saw that they do that if you want a head start. But I've just been reusing my coffee grounds and then slowly going around the perimeter of the house with it. Rickwood said, I'm glad I don't live in an HOA. I did one time and absolutely hated it. Our neighbor is really good about upkeep. And see, that's the only thing, is if you have neighbors that are good about it. As we said, the one across the street, they'll let their yard get 3 foot high before. But it seems like they've been,
a letter before they get done.
But it seems like they've been keeping up on it better now.
A little bit.
Because I've been seeing where the lawnmen show up more frequently. So whoever's there, I guess they finally got it under control. So maybe they were just having a hard time.
Yeah.
But that's the thing.
Or they finally got enough letters.
Right. Enough charges. Patty said, no HOA for us either. That was the number one stipulation when we were house hunting. Right. If I had to do over again, I don't want to be in a subdivision again. Honestly, I would rather be out where from my property, I cannot see my neighbors. That would be my dream location. To be basically in the middle of woods.
Especially now, it doesn't matter because we don't do delivery
foods
pizza
or anything.
Anyway, so.
Right. I would prefer to be in the middle of the woods. Like, just find me a nice wooded area where I can't see my neighbors, where they're far away.
The only thing I have a problem with that is I still want good internet. That's a little touchy go there.
But I think the internet is getting to the point now. By the
time we do that, we would have it, right?
Yeah, I think by then we'll be good. But that would be my dream home. Up in the mountains, surrounded in the middle of the woods, with no neighbors for a couple of miles, not in a subdivision or any of that. So I could do what I want to do, right? Renee said, across from me have the cars and parts outside. They also have some shady records. According to another neighbor, they don't bother me, and I haven't even said hello. As long as I have security, I'm okay with them. Right. As long as you don't,
it's not a problem until it becomes a problem.
Right, exactly. And I mean, you just never know about, neighbors anyways.
Right.
Who's good, who isn't. I don't even want to look that up. I know like some people really get into it. They like look for offenders in their area and stuff. I'm like, I just don't want to know.
I'm scared to do that.
I know. I'm like, I don't even want to know. Right. I'd just rather, as long as we're safe here, we're good to go. As long as I don't make a problem to them, right? Then hopefully they'll leave me alone. Like, I worked with someone one time that people were scared he might go postal one day. So I made sure I was extra friendly to him all the time, laughed at his jokes, gave him encouraging words, because I was like, at least if he does, he'll spare me, right? Hopefully. Huh?
That's another reason I'm glad we work.
Me too. My bear Lynette said, I don't mind my HOA. I just don't think I get my money's worth. My annual dues are $14.85.
Ouch.
Yikes. That's awful. Oh my goodness.
And that's a comma, not a decimal point, right? When you say that.
Well, I'm thinking now, see,
ouch.
I don't know if they give monthly, but I know my mother, hers is paid monthly. And I think last time it's like $195 a month that she has to pay. But yes, it includes, I think every couple of years they replace the fence. Mm-hmm. And then they do resurface the front door once a year. They strip it and wax it once a year. And that also includes the front yard work, not the back, but her front yard, they'll come through their designated
and they'll
time.
update the little the marker on her curb.
Yeah, so even though she pays all that, it is including the yard work, and her front yard is very plant heavy, like because they expect everybody, and she's in a
not assisted, but what's
no
the word?
An adult community. So everybody's, their patio homes, but everybody's front has to have that very big curb appeal with the rocks and the plants and all that. So they take care of, weeding all of that, getting that cleaned up as needed, replacing plants as needed, and then keeping up all of that. So even though she pays that, but they charge it monthly, then she does, at least get all of that. And events can get expensive.
It's kind of weird with hers though, is she has one wall of her house that shares with her neighbor.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just weird to me.
Right. That's how
it's almost like an apartment kind of thing.
Well, the house itself isn't shared; it's the backyard.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
So it's not like an apartment where they touch.
Because with ours, we have a fence in between it. Hers, she doesn't.
Right.
It's just
one side. Yeah. That's right. But yeah, so she doesn't mind her HOA either, and I think that's good considering it's an adult community. So you have to be 55 or older, the average age in the home or buyer of the home. So I think they like that because then they know, hey, because sometimes people get up in age in there and they don't have the mobility to work on their front yard anymore. So at least that still gets handled because some of them do. And my mom used to. My mom used to love to work, and she'd go, let's go to the blue store and buy more plants so she could put them more in. And I am just like, I don't worry about plants and stuff. Renee said, not cayenne and water, just dust out of the container. Oh, so you just, because what I read was they said you make a cayenne water and spray it like on your outside windows and then wipe that. And then it's supposed to, then the whole window and then spray along the perimeter and stuff. Okay. But so you're just doing the vinegar and then you go behind and sprinkle the cayenne. Oh, okay. That seems like that would use up a lot of cayenne. I feel kind of bad because I'm like, I'm supposed to be using this for food.
Right.
Carrie's here. Hey, Carrie said, cool. I caught him live.
What's up, bro?
Awesome. And he said, roaches don't like bay leaves. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Tweety Cat said, my yard maintenance, mowing, snow removal, etc. is also included. Oh, there you go. So there's that. I'm just not mowing lawns ever again. Laugh out loud. And it's reasonable. Only $1,200 a year. Oh, that's not bad at all, considering they do the yard maintenance.
That's handy.
And the snow removal. That sounds awesome.
At least we don't have to worry about that.
Right?
Down this far.
Carrie said, I have one better since I got rid of all the rice and noodles when my aunt died and gave the canned goods. And since I got rid of the carbs, I have no bugs. Seems that carbs as well. Right. That's what I've heard. And I feel like in our pantry, that has definitely been the case.
Yes.
I don't
we
feel
have so
like
much more room in the pantry now, too.
Well, yeah. But I don't feel like we really get roaches anymore. We get tree roaches here. So every once in a while, one flies in, but that's it. Then you kill it and then you're done.
Well, part of the problem we were having for a while in the garage, especially when I was saving all the cardboard boxes, especially from our job.
Oh, yeah, because roaches like cardboard.
Well, a lot of times I would
so do rats.
I would bring stuff home from my construction jobs, and everything's packed in cardboard. And I'd have it sitting in the garage.
Yeah, that's helped too.
Yeah.
Sharon said, I have a shepherd hook that I hang it on away from the back deck. They go to it and leave us alone. When it's full, just empty and refill the mix. Okay. Oh. What's a shepherd hook?
I don't know exactly, other than I'm just like a hook like that I have hanging on the wall there.
Oh, okay.
I think of. We'll Google it in a little bit.
Ma Bear Lynette said, exactly, Shelly. I would love to own 3 or 4 acres and have a tiny house in the middle where nobody can get to me and I can have my privacy among the trees, right?
Like you living in the bat cave. Nobody can know where it's at. That's awesome.
Right? And while I'm dreaming, there would be a small pond as well. Well, yeah, because my dream would be so all of the woods.
With a boat.
And then have like, my pond, and then I would have a garden because, somebody that's so good at growing things. Of course, I have a garden. And then, have all my dogs because we would have, of course, more than 2 dogs because we got the property, right? I'd have at least a Great Pyrenees, maybe 2 or 3.
And for having that big a yard or a piece of property, whatever, probably start growing chickens too, right?
Right. And then we'd have chickens.
Or like my grandparents did. They raised sheep.
Yeah.
And they sold them and everything too. And they raised chickens. And then they had a pond. And he fished out of it. And all sorts of stuff.
Our store is there too. So it wouldn't matter that the grocery store is an hour or an hour and a half drive because we'd be raising our own stuff.
Right.
But then here's the bad part of it. Well, yeah. Here's the bad part. Because then that would mean I would have to start getting up early in the morning to go take care of everything. And that's the drawback.
But what's the old rule too is never trust a pig farmer though.
Right. Well, but yeah, that would be the dream. And just nice wooded area where at night you could see the moon and, during the day, even though it might be the middle of summer, it's still somewhat cool because you're up a little bit of a mountain. But then all of the trees give a nice shade to everything.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
Oh, Sharon said ponds equal mosquitoes.
That's true too.
Oh, but then you want the pond so that you have water to feed your garden. Right. Maybe you put it a little further away from the house, right? We'll figure it out. Carrie said, such a cool pig. What is that for? Oh, yeah, you missed it, Carrie.
Yeah. It's a piggy bank that my job sent me.
Yeah. So his job sent it to him as celebration. And look, it's got a cute little, look at that nose. Isn't that adorable? But why didn't they do it in orange?
I don't know.
Just, I guess, green for money. But isn't that adorable? I like the little face.
We better have a money sign on the side of it.
Like right.
Tattooed.
Tattoo him. Well, you can do it.
Branding.
You can brand him. Got a little tail. Sharon said, unless you have a great neighbor who has purple martin houses.
Oh, wow.
What is purple martin houses? Am I missing something? If you have a really good neighbor, but as I was actually listening to Becoming a Farm Girl, and she said one of her neighbors she's gotten really close to, and now they're moving, and she got real upset. She was all crying. She was like we're just such good friends, and if anybody needs anything, you just go across to them and
go to Kiki's. Remember that one video?
Oh yeah. But you can just go to them and talk to them about whatever's going on, or if you need something, you're always there for each other. I was like, well, that would be nice. I think part of my problem is I've never had really good neighbors.
Well, the ones next door this way, they seem pretty cool.
Yeah, she seems pretty cool. But again, we're not hanging out.
Her name. I'm awful.
I think her name might be Sharon. I thought it was something like a sounding name. I don't know. But yeah, I guess that's part of it. I've never gotten close with any of my neighbors. I said, I'm not a friendly person, especially if I don't know you. It's hard for me to make the steps to know you. I'm very shy, y'all. Rickwood said, the problem with that location will be in a food desert where my mother's house is located at. It's off the road. I know. That is the thing, is it is a food desert.
Right.
That's why we would have to have all our own food there, right? Doing it ourselves, taking it in and getting it done. Which again, that means that's a lot of work and a lot of getting up early.
That's a problem.
Yeah, we're getting older. Thanks for reminding me. Patty said, we lived that 3 acres. It has its good points, but I got tired of having to drive 65 miles to a decent store. So we moved to the burbs. I kind of like Lowe's and Home Depot being a quick drive. I laugh out loud, right? And that is the thing. And I think it's easy for me to dream up this house because I've always lived here. You know, other than, you know, a few years when I was in college and stuff and lived on my own. But I've always lived in this house and everything is so convenient. Like I was talking about on Friday night, like there's at least 5-6 Krogers within 15 minutes.
Well, also, how far away is the Home Depot? The one up here on 45?
5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Because right at the next exit is a Lowe's.
Right.
They're right there.
Yeah. They're like almost share the parking lot.
And then around the corner from there, if we don't want to go to either one of those, there is a true an Ace True Value right there we can go to also.
Yeah. And then
right by that donut shop we used to go to all the time.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And then there's also, I'm trying to think, where's another Home Depot? I know the one in the Woodlands.
Shenandoah.
Yeah, Shenandoah.
Yeah.
So
there's
that's
one right
about
there in 1962, isn't there?
That's what I was trying to think.
Yeah, I think there is.
Probably.
It's like 20 minutes away, maybe.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's, if we went further down Louetta, remember by the Sprouts.
There's a Lowe's right there.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm so used to everything being convenient. Like whatever grocery store I feel like going to. Like yesterday, I went to the Sam's in Humble because only certain Sam's carry the Zevias. So the one that carries it near us is way in Humble, which is about a 20-minute drive. But it's not that bad because I get on the 1960 and I could be going 80 miles per hour.
Well, also that one's a little different too, though, because there's one we used to go to all the time. They had the 30-pack, but the one you're going to has a 24-pack.
Yes.
So that's just weird too.
Yeah. Well, they have both there.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, but that's Sam's and Humble, almost in the same parking lot as a Kroger.
Oh.
And then just a half mile further, or not further, but a half mile back towards our house is an Aldi. So yesterday it was real easy to hit the Sam's and do my pickup. And then I hit the Kroger right there, did my grocery shopping. And then I hit Aldi. And then I was able to but there's no Dutch over there.
Right.
There's no Dutch in Humble, y'all. Like what is going on? So then I had to drive all the way back here to Spring off of where we went to Gringo's the other day, Lynette. That's where the Dutch I had to go to. So I went from Humble to that. And then I came home and then I was mad because none of the avocados were anywhere close to being ready. So then I had to hit the HEB and I hit the HEB over the highfalutin HEB that's over here off of 99. It's a really nice HEB, y'all. Like it
My
is.
favorite one.
Yeah, your favorite one.
Because they even have different shopping carts too.
Yeah.
I like their carts better too. I know it's weird, but they're just handier.
Yeah, the carts, they have not only the, where you can put your kids, they have built into that an actual cell phone holder. So you put the cell phone there and do your list. And then, so I went back out to go to that HEB to get one of the avocados for yesterday.
But see there, if you go to the next
exit is another Kroger.
There's a Kroger, and then when you leave there, there's an Aldi.
Well, if you go just a mile past that Kroger, there's an older Kroger and an Aldi and a Dutch.
Well, like years ago too, y'all, I was looking at going to school, culinary school. So I thought I wanted to be a chef. Well, they were giving this big old spiel about different things, and they said basically it's basically financial suicide to open a barbecue or a Mexican joint.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, you can throw a rock and hit 15 of one of those two.
Right. Right. Yeah. So I am so used to everything being so convenient here and having those options, right? So even though I dream of my wooded cottage, I think if I got that, I'd be like, oh, I can't just run to the store for this.
Right there at the front of our neighborhood, we used to have a Mexican market we could go to.
Yeah, and that was fun too.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now, no. So it is nice. And you know what I noticed too, and I know, Lynette, You love Kroger. I enjoy Kroger for the deals. If they have good deals that week, I will go.
I think we find better discount markdowns at Kroger than
At
we do at
Kroger
H-E-B.
versus H-E-B.
Especially
But
pork.
I have noticed at all of the Krogers I go to, like they might be somewhat busy. Like I'll see other people in there. I can always find a decent parking spot at a Kroger. And it's just, I've never had lines at the Kroger checkout. But H-E-B, especially his favorite H-E-B, well, the other one I go to that's just quick, he doesn't like it. He's had issues. Trauma there. But anyways, when I go to that one, the parking lots are always full. Mm-hmm. No matter when it is, they are just packed. And yesterday when I went to that H-E-B, now I know it's the day before Easter and H-E-B is closed today. But when I went, there wasn't a checkout line that didn't have, and they had a lot open that didn't have somebody already in front of you. It was busy throughout the whole store. Like it was crowded, busy.
I think it's cool too is a lot of these H-E-Bs are getting so good. They're almost like on the same par with like a super Walmart. So like that one I really like. It has a bank inside of there, and they even have seating for you if you need it. Yeah. And then they have a coffee shop. Yeah. And then they have a restaurant, a pizza joint inside of there.
Oh yeah, some kind of something that So it's always.
They have the barbecue also.
Is that one have the barbecue?
Yeah, we've gotten it to go before.
From that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, wait, that one, the barbecue one's on the Woodlands. Never mind.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. One, But that one does have some kind of little food booth. And then they have the coffee shop, which is the same coffee shop that's in Old Town Spring, the same local roaster. Folks. Yeah. But I just noticed that yesterday. I was like, wow, H-E-B was so freaking busy. Mm-hmm. And I said, and Kroger was nice, but it was not that busy. Right. But they do a lot of extras at H-E-B. Mm-hmm. There was lots of people giving out tons of samples. Like there was 2 giving out alcohol. I didn't use either one.
They also had the cooking section.
Yeah, they had the cooking station.
I've never seen that at Kroger.
Yeah, I haven't either. And the cooking station, I was disappointed because usually they'll have some kind of meat set up. Like last time it was steelhead trout. Mm-hmm. It was good. This time all they had was their potato salad, some kind of mixed veggies with some kind of jam or jelly mixed in. And then their peach cobbler. And when he told me, I was like, oh, never mind. Because, if they have I
love when he acts offended too.
Yeah. And he got offended. He goes, oh, well, you sure you don't know what you're missing out? I was like, I don't know what I'm missing out. Potato salad? And then those veggies, they looked okay. But I was like, and definitely not going to eat your peach cobbler. So I was just like, no, I just wanted meat. Where's the meat? You cook these things and there's no meat. But then I found a ham dealer a little bit further. And so I was like, okay, I'll have a piece of ham. Lynette said, sounds like your mom has a good deal. Our annual HOA dues only covers memberships to the various pools, which we don't use, right? And landscaping in the common area. That's it. Well, it does cover some of the fences.
Some. I like
right? That. Yeah, that is. So you're basically just paying to be a member.
Right. So you can say that you live in Siena.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's basically what ours covers too.
She has some
but ours
isn't that much. Too.
Yeah. Sharon said, we have a local market just down the road, but for Sam's or Kroger, it's at least 20 minutes to get into town.
Because see, that's what we're saying too. Like with so within like a half hour of us, we have 3 Costco.
Yeah, our Costco.
But what's weird too is there's only one of those that carries the giant blocks of mozzarella.
Yeah.
They're kind of weird how they stock things.
Patty said, yes, when we lived in the Booties, we had Walmart and Walmart only for groceries. And it was a 25-minute drive.
Well, like my dad, where he lives, he doesn't even have Walmart. If he wants groceries, he has Brooks Brothers, and that's it.
Yeah, that was it.
That's even worse than Walmart.
Right? Right. 22Q Cat said, I feel like I'm getting a deal in my community. They even do all the mulching.
Oh, wow.
There are no pools or tennis courts, though. Oh. Well, that's good. Yeah, ours includes the pools too,
but we don't use them.
We don't use them.
I'm thinking if you wanted to use the clubhouse, you get charged for that too. Don't you?
If you want to rent the clubhouse, because we thought about
for
that.
It, but then you also have to pay to use
You're paying. They say you're paying for the maintenance. But yeah, the pools and the tennis courts, we don't use those either. And I think there's a basketball one.
Oh, really? Okay.
But yeah, when you see us, like we're going to be using that. And we do have a couple parks.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
And that
we have used those.
Yeah. Rickwood said the nice part of the mountains of North Carolina here is that it's a retirement town. Oh, nice. So the retirees and summer residents want their amenities. So lots of grocery stores and restaurants. Oh, that's nice. Sharon said no HOA, but there are still subdivision rules. Oh, but I had chickens for 9 years and no one fussed about them. Well, that's awesome. Good. And because when I've seen pictures, it looks like you have enough property that makes sense you could have chickens.
But the thing is that you have chickens, but not roosters. So then it becomes a nuisance, a noise. Oh. So I'm just wondering. Or maybe I'm just making stuff up.
Sharon said the hook, it's a decorative garden hook for hanging plants on. The ones you just push it to the ground, but you have the deck, you could hang it towards the end. Yeah, okay. And Rickwood said another issue, Shelley, if you are out in the boonies, you would not have as good internet as you have right now.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. That would be, but I'm thinking with Starlink and everything else, eventually it'll be
honestly,
there.
Y'all, with the internet we have now, we got lucky. They just happened to put the box in right at the edge of our driveway.
Right.
And then they came. I went out and talked to them, and they're like, "Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, we're done. So just call us when we switch you over." We had regular cable internet, and then when they put that in, we got fiber.
Yeah. Yeah. So it is nice having fiber.
Yeah.
Sharon said, and Rickwood said, they said over the same time, purple martins are birds that love to eat mosquitoes.
Can we are they indigenous here? Can we get them here?
I don't know. That's nice.
That'd be awesome. We just put them on a cage in the backyard.
I mean, we do get the mosquito hawks, and I try to keep them alive.
Right. Because what if we don't have cats anymore? So.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an idea.
Renee said those are the big bird houses on tall pole that look like a 2 or 3 story homes. I had one in Victoria that had grackles on the bottom floor and martins on top.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so I guess they do come here.
Okay. If we're going to do that, though, we'd have to get HOA approval for that, too.
Not for a birdhouse.
Maybe.
Oh, my gosh.
Because look, on that kind of situation, I'll say it's better to get, it's easier to get forgiveness than permission. With this HOA, I don't think so.
They can't see a birdhouse from the street, so we're good.
They see lots of other stuff.
Rickwood said, I've been in my house for over 30 years. Lots of different neighbors, good people, but I want to go back to North Carolina to be nearer to family.
That's good. That
would be good. Patty said, what attracts purple martins? I need them in my life, apparently, to get rid of all our mosquitoes. Right. Well, that's what we need to know.
Our new catchphrase, our new buzzword is purple
Martin. Carrie said, why would you need a Dutch? Just me being silly, 792 days and no coffee. Oh, because I need Dutch for my life. I love Dutch. I think it's so good. Lynette said, I saw the Dutch near Gringos, like it's right across from it. It's hard to believe you had to drive all that way from Humble. What is wrong with those people up there at 59? I even have a Dutch 5 minutes from my house. Right. I know. I pulled it up. I'm like, sure. Wait, okay. Correction. There is a Dutch, but it's on the other side of 59. So I would have to leave, go across 59 and go up, a half mile and then head home.
That's a chore.
Yeah. And I was like, I'll just hit this one on the way home.
But the one you saw right there by Gringos, almost anytime we go to Gringos, I tell her it's a mandatory stop at Dutch. We're already right here. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
It's silly not to.
But yeah, to me, I feel like, especially since the mall is right there, like, why isn't there a Dutch on this side? But it could be that there is a Starbucks.
Right. Well, they do their market research and everything.
Yeah, like that, but they need to have one between Jovi's and the Sam's. There should be a Dutch somewhere between that strip. Come on,
please.
Carrie said, I wish I had Aldi. I hear they are cheap for groceries. They can be.
Yeah.
To me,
well, it's like everything. It's hit or miss.
Right. Not everything is like, for example, Aldi had their hams for $1.49 a pound.
Right.
Where Kroger, I got it for 89 cents a pound. Mm-hmm. I do find in general, their which this wouldn't be applicable for you, Carrie, but in general, their produce is pretty cheap.
The only thing with that too, though, like if you want onions, you have to buy the bag of them. You can't buy a single or whatever. That's
the thing too. So their produce, you can't buy like, oh, I can just, select however many onions. You have to buy it usually in 3-pound bags. And that's how a lot of their produce is.
Like
and
she bought, the other day, she bought a jalapenos. Hold on. Let me do this. I think it was basically like that.
Yeah.
It was this container.
Yeah, you buy the container. It's a half pound of jalapenos.
And it may be, at most, maybe 6 in there.
Yeah, I just look around.
Yeah.
And so everything's kind of, if you buy the produce, you can't just go in, which, if you're on a financial budget,
I gotta go back.
Sometimes.
What the heck?
Mm-hmm, probably is full of drinks, y'all.
Whatever.
But sometimes when, like if you are on a budget, like I try to do my grocery budget for the week. So it's like, well, I just want to buy a single onion, which would run me less than $1. But at Aldi, you have to buy the 3-pound bag. So then you're out like $2.50, which is still cheap. But you're out that, but you're going to have 3 pounds of onions. So that's the only thing there. Their meat. Not always is the meat the cheapest. I don't find, every once in a while, or if I find the beloved 50 off sticker, right, Lynn? If you get the 50% off, that's what I look for. And then you might be able to find a deal on meat. Their dairy does seem to have, good prices on, milk and sometimes eggs. Eggs are still going up right now. Cheaper than last year, but it's still going up. So not always. So you really have to compare. So that's why I love that Flip app, because it's easy for me to see what is on sale at the different groceries near me.
So since I'm up, should I go check the pit and see what they're at?
Yeah. TQ Cat said, never had lines at Kroger. Oh my, I've never seen where there isn't a big line at all the Krogers near me. I only go there very early in the morning before the crowds. Well, and I think that's because, isn't that kind of your main grocery? I think here people freaking love HEB. Like if it's almost a cult following for HEB. Like a lot of people treat HEB like family. So that's their preferred grocery store over Kroger. So Kroger is very much competing against HEB. And I think that's a lot of times when I see the ads, like they're almost rivaling, like, okay, Kroger will have this, but then HEB also has it on sale. So it's like a penny difference. So they definitely do their market research because that's like their main competitor in the area. And I think that's why here, he didn't use the camera to record. I don't know.
Yep.
What?
146.
Did you need to use my phone to record it?
Good enough.
You got it from the short?
Yes.
Okay. Look at his pork steaks. Okay, turn them a little bit on the side. There you go.
We'll make sure I don't drop them. But see, I took the whole grid and placed it on the smoker. Right now, I'm just going to put it in the oven to hold it until I'm ready to put them away when we're done.
Carrie said, I was asked one time at Kroger during the holidays for alcohol sample and told them my store of being alcohol free, right? Here in Beaumont, we can have chickens and they have to be in the coop, no roosters. Oh, well, yeah. At our Kroger or any Kroger around here, I don't find that they give out samples that much. I mean, like,
no, I don't remember anyways.
I don't ever remember them doing any samples, and I don't think I've ever seen them do the alcohol. But HEB, like they'll have one person in front of where you buy all of the main alcohol, all the wine and beer, usually giving samples. That's usually some kind of rep for like a different beer company. But then yesterday, near where all of the meat is, they had somebody set up with like, I guess you would call it brunch style drinks, because one of them, it looked like it was orange juice with fruit in it. I don't know what it was. And then they had a couple, like 2 or 3 different types of wine. So I'm sure they were trying to sell it for people making Easter Day brunch,
Right.
but it was all right there. So when the one HEB that he loves, when you go after the produce section, then it goes right into the seafood and the meat. And they have the cooking connection right there. And they're always cooking like 3 or 4 dishes. And then they had 3 other places set up in that area. So they had the alcohol person with the fancy alcohol, and then they had a ham, and then the other one they were still setting up. So I don't know what they were going to sample. And then in the produce, they had somebody do a cake. So I didn't even, I just saw she was cutting a cake, so I just kept walking. But they usually have somebody in the produce doing some kind of sample. Sometimes they'll do guacamole, which is a win. But yesterday it was a cake.
I've noticed that at HEB, when you go to the deli, like you get the sliced meat and stuff.
Yeah,
they'll give you samples there too.
Yeah.
I've never had that at Kroger.
Oh yeah, you can ask them for a sample at Kroger. And then sometimes the HEB I've been to at that fancy one where they've even had way over on the other side, which is the dairy and frozen. They've had people set up there giving out samples too. And then sometimes at the end of the aisles, they'll have people doing samples of like whatever the promotion of the week is.
Or also a couple months ago, whenever they had a sale on lobster at Kroger.
Yeah.
There was a single lobster tail, remember?
At
that one Kroger, because I was trying to, because it was a limit 3 or whatever per person. So I was going to hit up a couple of them. Well, one of them, they were selling them as single packages. But the other one I went to, they were in twin packs.
Twin packs, right.
So it's just whatever the store feels like, it seems like.
Yeah. Sharon said, good night, Patty.
Good night.
Thanks for joining us.
Good afternoon, really. But
Sharon said, good afternoon. Sharon said, I did have 1 rooster and 5 hens. The coop is at the very end of the property. I worried when he was noisy.
All right.
Well, that's good. Rickwood said no fiber out here in the country. It's in town. Maybe one day. See, right. I think one day.
Or like my dad's old neighborhood.
Remember, it's not going to be anytime soon. Not even in the next decade.
My dad's old neighborhood there in Dickinson. He was trying to get cable set up. He was 1 foot away from the connection. They couldn't do it because he was 1 foot away. What is that?
Carrie said, when I get into a job, I might get fiber. I keep getting offers for AT&T fiber, right?
There you go. Yeah, especially if you do get a work from home job, you're going to need good internet.
Renee said, well, usually those Martin houses are super tall, but in your backyard, it would only matter if your neighbors complained. Yeah, as long as they can't see it from the street, then you're good.
Well, if we do it right, too, though, we have enough trees that might hide it anyways.
Right. Or I was thinking like at the edge of the deck,
right.
If you put it in that corner,
right,
then they couldn't see it from the street.
That's true, too.
Patty said, I can hear Chris Rubley. He'll be up shortly. He works tonight, so off to have dinner and watch. That was your timer. Watch a show before he leaves. Bye, everyone.
See you later.
We'll have fun.
Thank you for tuning in.
And Carrie said, grocery budget right now is no funds for groceries. We'll be eating lots of eggs and hot dogs. Well, if you can afford eggs and hot dogs.
That sounds pretty good.
I have a lot of hot dogs in the freezer. I think, I still have the other church in my church for meat. Yeah, that's helpful.
That's good.
Yeah, not everybody gets at least access to that. So that's good. Lynette said, yes, HEB is kind of like a cult following for grocery store. It's crazy. It is.
It kind of is. You're right.
It really is. And there are certain HEBs you have to go to, right? There's some of them, like I would never recommend somebody go to this HEB.
Right. Well,
it's nice, but it's the one that his favorite and the one in the Woodlands, the what is it, Creekside?
Yeah, it's kind of
that one's nice.
Or also, it's all dependent on the area, the town they're in too.
Yeah.
Because my old company I used to work for when I work in the cabinets, they're in I don't want to be racist, but they're very it's right in the middle of a Hispanic area.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the meat packages they have set up there, like for cooking out and doing
family style. They were big on family style packages.
But I don't see those over in these HEBs.
No,
but that one over there, because I used to go there when I'd leave the office right before I went in to go pick up stuff.
Well, different
Yeah.
types of cuts are more popular, like this one, because it is bougie. It's over by a subdivision that's got several $1 million homes.
Mhm.
So a lot of their cheese and their meats are the higher end options. Like that's where you go if you want a Wagyu steak, because they have a whole Wagyu line. But if you're wanting like family style cheap barbecue meats, then you're going to go to a different HEB.
What's that one thing I bought before? I can't remember what it's called. I'm drawing a blank. I used to be really big on buying it every time I went to the store.
But yeah, they really do. But I feel like HEB does put in the extra work too. And yesterday when I went to that one outside, they had a crawfish set up where you could buy crawfish from them. And they were making it fresh.
The one thing I used to eat on my eggs all the time, the little squirt bottle, I'd only find it on one end cap. It was the Love Chamoy.
Yeah.
Only certain HEBs would carry that.
That's true. But yeah, we like that. But yeah, yesterday I had to go out to that HEB, and it was so crowded.
Right.
And I was like, I just came in here for avocados, but since the strawberries were on sale, I went ahead and grabbed some of those.
Right.
And then Heath wanted another bag of pork rinds, so I grabbed that. And then since I was there, I had to go ahead and get me a kombucha, because the one brand of kombucha is pretty good and it's not that expensive. Renee said, I like to visit a lot of the Mexican meat markets for good deals on meat too.
Yes.
Yeah. And that's why I like the Flip app, because it'll actually show me all the way to the Fiesta here. It'll show me all the different Mexican meat markets and what their advertised specials are. So it's easy for me to check on that. And Joe V's usually has some good options too.
Well, remember too, for a while there, it wasn't until last couple of years anyways, we could only get pork belly if we went to the Asian market.
Right, that's
now
true.
HEB's been carrying it. I've never seen it. Actually, I don't remember ever seeing it at Kroger.
Yeah, I never see pork belly at Kroger. Have you, Lynette? Do you ever see the pork belly at a Kroger? I've never seen it there. And in fact, HEB, Renee, HEB right now is, at least here, they're doing a special. If you buy any of their pork belly, whether it's they already cubed or sliced or the whole pork belly, you get a free seasoning mix. But the seasonings, it's either honey, it's like honey cayenne or something, which there's sweetener, and then the other one was a smoked mustard. And I was like, ooh, smoked mustard. No, they put maltodextrin in it.
Do me a favor. I just thought of it. No, I'm sorry. I just pulled up meat. You want to do the shutdown on it for me?
Oh, okay.
No sense in burning those up when we don't have any food on it.
And then
and the reason why I keep asking her to do it, because we're using my phone to broadcast right now.
Yeah. But the other option for the free seasoning was spicy bacon seasoning. But when I read the ingredients, it was like garlic and spices. I'm like, well, what is add spice?
So
like, you're a spice mix. Tell me what the spices are.
Right.
How do you say garlic and spices?
And stuff.
I know. I was like, okay, so maybe the spicy bacon, but I was like, but the pork belly, it ranged in price from $4.50 a pound to $5.50 to $6.50 a pound, depending on the all natural pork belly. And I was like, if the pork belly was on sale, it'd be more apt to get it. But I was like, I'm not gonna, spend on that right now. Like, we don't need it. We're about to go to San Antonio and Austin. This isn't the week for pork belly.
We already have a ham, so we're porked up.
Lynette said, no pork belly at Kroger. If I want it, I have to venture to HEB, right? Oh, and Sam's carries. That's right. Costco and Sam's do have pork belly. But my problem with that is they won't slice it for us. We like it to be cubed, and HEB will cube it for us. You just bring it and they'll do it.
Well, remember too, though, I wanted to get with that one Kroger I went to. I wanted to get the big piece of beef. I can't remember what it's called. I wanted him to slice it for me in the steaks.
The rib roast.
Yeah, I wanted him to slice it into steaks for me. He's like, no, you have to go over here and pay that price for it. Where HEB's never told me that.
I know, but somebody else said their Kroger always would slice up stuff.
I think that guy was just being lazy that day. Then
probably
didn't like me.
Probably, but I would say whenever we want to make bacon, I do like getting it from Sam's because you could get such a huge slab of it. So you can almost
Cheaper.
buy, well, it depends. Sometimes HEB is still cheaper than Sam's on their pork
but
belly.
the size too,
but you get such a big size, you can almost make 2 packages of bacon from 1 slab of pork belly. Sharon said, Costco is where we find some of the best meats here, but Costco's an hour away.
Ouch.
Wow. Now that's a drive. Keto with a Miss said, I think Costco has better deals than Sam's on pork belly. Well, and that's what I learned is that Costco, if there is a Sam's within, I think it's like 5 miles, Costco will go, I think it was Costco, I might have got this backwards, but they go to the competitor Sam's and actually do price market search.
Is somebody knocking or that's the dog?
Yeah, somebody at the door. Well, wait, let's see who it is first before I'm gonna just answer the door to some stranger. Oh, it's a girl with a dog. Let me see something.
Can you talk to her?
Hi, can I help you?
Hi, is this your dog?
No, sorry, it's not.
Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Good luck.
Aw. Sorry, y'all.
Because we're also in a Facebook group on here for the neighborhood, and I'll see all the time people posting pictures. Someone say, have you lost a dog? This dog just showed up at our house.
I know,
And
and
that's what she was doing, walking over to see if it was our dog.
And
If
there was
somebody's
a
dog
little
got
dog,
out.
little puppy too. So cute. Look, our dogs are like, Mom, I smelled a dog nearby. But yeah, I've heard that Costco will shop and try to beat prices if there is a Sam's nearby. So they say if you actually want the best prices, you want a Costco that's near a Sam's.
Okay. Well, like the one there in Shenandoah, what, they're 2 exits away from each other?
Sharon said she thinks their Sam's pork belly looks meh. I haven't, I guess I haven't compared.
Once, I think.
Renee said Sam's has been $3.49 a pound. Wow, that's pretty nice.
That is.
She said, bougie for $3.49. I slice myself so I can have chunks, bricks, blocks, or slices. That's true. Let me see what our Sam's has been.
We haven't looked for it in a long time.
I know because I don't know.
We've been doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And she keeps finding such good deals on bacon that's already pre-made.
Let's see.
Remember, you just got 2 packs the other day.
Yeah, it says $3.98 here for unsliced, and if you want it sliced, it's $4.48 a pound.
And they won't slice it for you.
Yeah, so $3.98. So it's a little bit higher up here versus where you're at.
Well,
So that's good.
With HEB though, we always tell her, "Hey, there's this still going on," but then
I know, and then hers won't have it. Mom Bear Lynette said, "My Kroger will not slice the rib roast for free. If you want it sliced, you have to pay the higher price." I know, isn't that silly? I'm like,
that's not good customer service,
right? Like I want it sliced.
They're like, we'll do it. You just got to pay for it.
I know. I'm like. And she said, sounds like a sweet little girl. Yes. And I think her mom was with her because I saw a hand coming to ring the doorbell. But isn't that handy with Ring?
Yes.
Like, Ring must have been invented by a lazy person. Like,
Right?
I don't want to have to go to my door and see who's there.
Well, that's why I was taught years ago, too, though. You have a hard job. You find a lazy person, he'll tell you an easy way to do it.
That's what they told you when they hired you.
Uh-huh.
We have a hard job, so we're hiring you.
Right.
Well, we have
had a lot of good teachers.
Yeah, you did. Well, we've been going for over 2.5 hours now.
All right. Almost 3, look like.
2:38.
Okay.
Yeah, so a little over 2.5.
Yeah, we still got some chores to do around the house today, too. And we got to get ready to go to Coffee Talk.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you wanted to watch a show today, too. So
I did. What are we watching? True Detective again?
Uh-huh. Okay, maybe you don't want to watch it then.
I don't mind. I'll watch it so I can see the ending, but
Right.
It's just...
Because remember, I'm a completist.
You know what I feel like? Sometimes on shows, on YouTube where you can speed up, you can do, I'm going to play this at 1.5 times.
And you want to do that on a TV show?
Yeah, like if we sped that up to 1.5 times, it still would be slow.
Right? Because I just want to... My thing is, I want to know how it ends. Because this is what I'm just want to know. I'm just weird like that.
I read ahead.
Cheater.
Renee said, that's nuts that my area has a better price on something. There has been talk that a Costco may come to Corpus Christi. Ooh.
You would think.
That is.
You would think they'd want one.
Yeah.
But anyway.
My bear. Well, good afternoon, everyone. I hope you have a blessed Easter. You too. And Rick said, I need to go feed dogs and put my supper in the oven.
Right.
Y'all have a great week. See you later on Radical Geeks. Yes. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us. Please go back later and comment. Let us know. Do you prefer this comment? So do hashtag live if you like
live
this.
Like it. Live don't like it.
Right. Okay. Then we could do that.
Live. Like you're voting.
Yeah. And vote if you prefer the live MS journey. Let us know. But y'all have a wonderful.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank y'all. Have a wonderful Easter. The rest of your day. And we'll see you later on Coffee Talk. And then next Friday.
Well, you need to post a video for Monday. I need to edit the video.
Yeah. All right, everyone. Bye.
Good night or day.
Yeah. Good day. Good
See
day.
you later.
Good day, sir.